Hello and welcome to the Pro Crastinators podcast. It's another week. It's another low energy week, everybody. The streak continues.
No Nate, no watch. See you next week. Bye, everybody.
We've got sleepy Tom Oliver here.
Hey.
We have the tragically I don't know, the give and take who sucks.
Wait.
Damn.
Where are you going with that tragically?
I was gonna say I was gonna do another synonym for low energy, but I couldn't think of anything other than low energy.
Tragically, asleep, dead, in a coma.
Comatose. Tragically comatose. Tragically removed from consciousness. Blip, gone.
Oh no.
How's you? And there's me. You all know. I don't need to say it. What's
comic book shipper extraordinaire, Ben Saint.
Oh yeah,
I got my vapors.
Dude, Pogger's moment.
That was a Pogger's moment. I was excited. I was excited to see your tweet. I hope other people will tweet oh look, I just opened up my copy. Especially, I've been doing drawings, right? Sketches and drawings in the cover, right? For people that paid extra for signed drawn stuff in there. And some of them are pretty high effort. And I hope that people will it would be very gratifying to me to be see on Twitter people take a picture of my drawing in their copy, post on Twitter at me. I would retweet the shit out of that. It would be really cool if I could just have
wink wink
my
nudge
feed
nudge
was just
everybody.
Yeah, I am unsubtly telling you, hey, I would really appreciate. I would think it was cool if you do that. If you want to, if you're down, I'm ready. I'm ready for a flood of that. Although I probably won't be shipping those out for a little bit because they take a really long time. I've managed to get 3 done today. Ooh. And I have 50 or 60 or more to go. I don't know. Lol.
I'm glad mine came so quick, going literally 40 minutes down the road from where you are, or something like that.
Yeah.
Have you done the UK ones? Have you done the Europe?
I didn't. Yeah, I did them by tier. I have sent out all of them from. Okay, every tier that didn't involve me doing a signature and a sketch, I have sent out almost all of those, except there were a few in the both books $25 tier that were I made a trip to the post office, but I couldn't carry anymore, so I had to leave a box of 20 of them behind. So a few of them haven't made it out yet, but for the most part, all the non-signature and non-sketch tiers are shipped out, and hopefully people will get them. I mean, how long does it take to ship to the UK? Not more than a week, right?
No,
it's just an envelope.
No,
it depends. It depends. International shipping's all fucked now because of the Rona.
They gave me a little bit of a hassle. They gave me a little bit of hassle at the post office, right? Because here's I'll have these boxes, the same boxes that the comics came in from the printer. I take them out. I put them in envelopes. I put the envelopes back in the boxes. I put the boxes in stacks and put them on sort of a cardboard pallet. And then I call an Uber, and the Uber shows up, and I put it in the trunk, and I get them to take me on the 8-minute drive down the road to the post office because it's too heavy to carry, and I can take maybe 50 or 60 envelopes at once. And then I go in there and I stand in line. And the first time I get in there, I go up to the post office counter, and the lady's just you could have postmarked these ahead of time. You could have just put postage on these and used stamps. And I'm I really couldn't have.
Earn your keep, wage slave.
I would have had to know, to postmark them, or to postage them successfully and accurately, I would have had to know how much they were going to charge me by weight, which, I could have done extensive research and gone and found, okay, well, it's technically this class of mail, and this is the size, and this is the weight, so calculate. Okay, I think this has how much, so I need this much postage. But I wouldn't have known for sure until I brought it in.
As someone who did all of that for RadCon rewards, it sucks. You made the right choice, passing the baton.
Well, after the first time, because I got the receipt, and I was I was able to look at it and be okay, these ones cost this much, these ones cost this much. So I did end up was like, okay, give me a whole bunch of postage, and I went home, and I did, in fact, put stamps on a lot of them, because I was like, based on the previous ones, I know how much these will cost to ship, so I don't have to, because it takes forever. I like stand there for like 45 minutes while she like takes like a minute per envelope to like scan it, type in the information, put the stamp on it, put it in the box. You know, it's very time consuming.
You don't
I
have
held up
to.
the line.
You don't have
and
to
I had
stand
people
there.
and I had people in line behind me, like literally like turn around and walk out because they didn't because they were so mad to be behind me in line, which I could makes total sense. But like I got to do it at some point.
Surely there's a way to do like bulk sending out of items to people. Like that isn't a piece of shit. Surely there's a way to do that.
I didn't pre-label the Radcon 3 rewards. And so what I did is I went to like Postal Center, which is like a business that does like multiple shipping services in from one location. And so I just went there and none of them were labeled because I wasn't smart enough to pre-label them. And I was just like, duh, I need this. And they're like, oh God, you fucking loser. Just give them all to us and we'll go through them one at a time in between other orders. This is going to take us like a week and we'll give you the total when we're done and you come in and you'll pay for them and then we'll ship them out. So I had to wait like a week for them to like slowly go through them day after day. And so like one of the people who works there now knows my name because like they mailed all of them and saw my address like 200 times and they want me dead. Rightfully so.
They know where you live.
Exactly. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, I have spent over $1,000 on postage in the last like week or two.
Dude, it's brutal.
It's really brutal. It costs because the envelopes with 2 books in them, the ones with 2 books cost like $3.20 to ship domestically. To send an envelope with 2 books to like anywhere in Europe or South America or anywhere other than like Canada, Mexico, US costs like $11 and change. It's
one
wild.
thing.
One of the Radcon 4...
one envelope with 2 books in it.
One of the Radcon 4 rewards went to some country. I don't remember what it was. But it was just the pin and the poster. And the pin and the poster itself to ship to this country was $52.
Jesus.
And I'm just like, why? God, why?
Was it in the tube?
No, this was just the tiny poster. Like the letter-sized poster and a pin.
That's bizarre.
It was criminal, I tell you. And all the international ones were like $20 to $30 to ship normally. How
do you know how much they weighed? Because like it's by weight and it's by
right.
Okay, they the lady at the this was on my second day bringing like a big shipment of boxes in to have them post and the second day. Because the first time she got annoyed with me because she was like, you could have just posted these ahead of time. But she was like, okay, it's kind of understandable for the foreign ones because like that varies country to country. So the next day I brought in mostly just the foreign ones to be like, okay, these are the ones that I can't post. And then the next day I was like, okay, these ones I all pre-stamped and you don't have to scan them. And that was really easy. And I think she really appreciated it. But the second day, I'm handing over these foreign ones to send to other countries. And, like, the lady's gotta, like... It's, like, a different woman than the usual one is, like, scanning it. And she's getting, like, confused. And I don't know why. And I'm telling her, like... She's asking me questions about, like, what, like, category of shipping. And I'm like, I don't know. I sent these all, like, yesterday, and it was fine. Like, there wasn't any problem. Like, why are you asking me, like, what I am trying to do? It was... Why is it not simple? And she, like, brought the manager over, and the manager, like, flexed a little bit. I think she wanted to, like, flex her nuts on me. And she was like, what did he say? What did he say was in these? Oh, okay, the books, it's all paper and bubble wrap. I'm putting bubble wrap in them. I'm getting really fancy. And, a pin? Oh, a metal pin? Like, technically, if there's anything other than paper in there, it counts as a package and not an envelope, and it should cost like $1 million fucking dollars to ship it. And she's just like, you understand that? And I'm like, yes, and she's like, okay, and leaves, and then lets me continue to scan them and ship them as envelopes and not packages. Like, what was the point? What was the fucking point of coming over here and asking me to confirm that I understand that she is doing me a big favor by letting me ship these envelopes
that manager
as
of
envelopes?
the post office authority. That's probably like her one thrill in life at this point.
She has so little reason for existing, and this is like she can have this is a situation where she can have an impact, not a positive or a good impact, but
just
an
so
impact
you know,
nonetheless.
Ben,
and
she has
she's
power
gonna take
over
it.
you. She's choosing not to enforce it, but the option is there at any moment. Live in fear.
She could hey, I could really fuck you over right now, right? I could really fuck your whole day up, yeah? Yeah, All right, have a good day. All right, see you tomorrow.
Oh, she was so wet after that.
Fortunately, I have not. I only saw her once. I have not seen her since. I hope I never do again. She didn't seem. I don't know. She didn't seem to be like. She didn't seem like threatening. She wasn't. But she like. Why? Like, why are you saying this to me? Like, go away.
The first time in a month, she should be able to like flex her postal center knowledge. Just like, yes, I can do this.
I was afraid. I was afraid I would go back and she'd be there, and they'd be like, "No, we warned you last time. We warned you last time. We were gonna charge you quadruple for these because they're technically packages because they have."
It's like in Link's Awakening when you steal something from a store and you go back the next day, they just kill you with lightning.
Right. I was watching a speed run of Link's Awakening the other day, and I saw that. I didn't know that was a thing before, but I just so happened to have very recently found out about the thing you just referenced.
Oh, good. I'm glad I kept that in my back pocket until right now.
It would have been wasted before.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's what the fucking vapors shipping is like. It's really time consuming. It takes so fucking long.
Yeah, shipping sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I feel
But
like
I kind of like it because it's mindless and I don't have to. It's not like I have to think about it.
You could ship Radcon 5 then, because let me tell you,
know,
Radcon 4 shipping was pretty rough.
If it means I can just like sit at my desk and like address envelopes and like put on fucking like every GDQ run from the last year on a playlist and just autoplay it for like days straight, like yeah, sure, whatever, no problem.
That does sound pretty nice.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing.
God, I miss mindless work. All of this creative shit is just too much. Gotta think about things.
Oh, it's a little bit like a vacation.
Gotta make decisions all the time.
To just do busy work for a long time. It's like, I don't. You mean I don't have to make any decisions? I don't have to think about what I'm doing? Thank God.
Oh God,
I don't know.
Sounds like just what the capitalists want you to think like.
Well, I can't help it. I can't. Capitalism was designed to prey on humanity's worst natures, and here it is doing that to me, turning me into a drone.
Obedient workers.
Oh
God.
No!
I'm kind of craving some busy work. I feel like I've been drawing a lot, all that stuff, and then I stopped. I was like realizing I was stressing myself out. It was weird because I had no idea. And I thought about it for a second. I was like, "Oh my God!" I had to stop everything. But I could quite easily sit down and like turn Beljape into a PDF. Like that is a lot of mindless copying and pasting, and like getting stills from GIFs and putting them all in pages. I could do that. That would be a good use of my time while I'm like low creative juices.
I do that when I'm low yeah, I have things that I can do that are useful when I'm like low creative juices. In particular, like banking and stuff. Like looking at making notes about like my taxes from like 2019 and stuff when I'm I don't know, like because I have to file them by October. When I'm feeling like, yeah, low energy, need busy work, I'm just like, let me just pull up my bank statements and like go over that and like make a list, add up some numbers and be like, oh, okay. and it's great. It feels good. Let me pay my credit card balance. Like, delicious. Let me just do some online grocery shopping. Ooh, do I need hot dogs? Yes, I do. Done. I forgot hot dogs today. By the way, I ordered groceries and I was like, yes, I'm gonna get all this good stuff, and I forgot hot dogs, and I can't get them now because I can't just order hot dogs. I need to order like $35 worth of shit to get free shipping, or like.
Where are you ordering from?
Just get $35 worth of hot dogs.
I could. I was using Instacart.
Does Instacart take EBT now, or are you just paying with cash, with real money?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
but I don't get enough EBT that I'm like worried about like running out, or that I'm worried about like, oh, I'll never be able to spend this. So it's like, whatever. I'll just you know who did start taking EBT?
What's EBT?
I think food stamps. Lol.
Oh, right.
Poor people money.
I think specifically in response to COVID, you know who does take EBT now is Amazon.
What?
Yeah. You can like, it's not everything, but you can buy food on Amazon and like pay for it with EBT if you register your card.
Ben, did I tell you, and maybe you already know this, but you can get Amazon Prime for 50% off if you have EBT.
Really?
Yeah, if you're a Prime member, you can cut your subscription cost in half if you have EBT.
What do you get from being an Amazon Prime member?
You just get like Prime shipping, you get like Prime Music and Prime Video and all that kind of stuff, which I never use. I just use it because it gives me like good shipping.
The only things I think, I mean, you can sometimes get a discount at Whole Foods, but like I'm trying not to shop at Whole Foods because like
they're expensive.
Fucking almond milk is more than twice as expensive there. So it's
as someone who worked for Whole Foods is a scam for white people. Don't go there.
I wish. It makes me really mad. It makes me really mad to think about all the money that I have wasted because I had to shop at Whole Foods just because it's closer and because I didn't want to risk exposure to COVID by taking a bus to Wegmans like I used to, or Aldi.
Don't you feel like the people who would most likely like not be practicing social distancing would be the people smelling their farts so much they go to Whole Foods? Whole Foods seems like an epicenter for COVID in my book. No,
I don't know about that. I think that the Whole Foods is like the liberal elite yuppies who probably are like, oh my god. If only Hillary had won in 2016, I'm still with her, you know. I think
guess that's true.
That's the kind of person I think. Random people riding the bus though. Those people seem scary. Those are the ones.
I wouldn't be going on the bus.
I have times.
I have avoided taking the bus. I did have to take the subway one time since COVID started.
That's even worse.
It was kind of dicey, and they would announce over this megaphone like, please, like, wear a mask at all times while on the train or whatever. Mm-hmm. But there were some fucking blue collar looking guys who like got on, who were not wearing their masks, didn't even even have masks.
They looked at each other, they heard the say, hey, wear your mask, and they nudged each other, and they're like, hey, we're not going to do that.
That's so stupid.
I'm just going to cough on deliberately.
So, I that was on the day that I was coming back. I was going through the city on my way back from like Kazi's dad's house or whatever, and I stopped. It was on the 4th of July when I stopped to do the march. Yes, that was the day when I was like, well, I have to make my way through here somehow, and the train is the best way. So I did it.
Struggle.
I've been on the bus and a train couple times. They've been off-peak hours, so there wasn't that really many people.
The one thing I will say, the train was like pretty empty. There was only like 7 or 8 people on the most crowded car that I took. I don't know if it's still like that.
The thing I always think about though is like on the bus when you're like, because the famous double-decker buses. I always sit at the top because I like that. I like the feeling of looking down upon all the people.
Your
and-
rightful place above the peasants.
Yeah. But obviously, you need to walk up the stairs and hold the handrail because sometimes the driver starts driving before you get up the stairs.
No.
And the handrail is like the primary like you if somebody has COVID and they touch this, the mask
you're
is never
fucked.
gonna do anything. You're fucked. You have to be very vigilant to not touch things with your hands if you can avoid it. So I like sort of do like the wrist, the back of the wrist, sort of like balancing technique, and like and swinging round like the poles sometimes with in my elbow, and I'm sure I look very strange, but at least my hands are safe.
True.
I am very scrupulous about like sanitizing. Like when I go into a store, like I'll like, you know, pay with a card and like type my number into the keypad and whatever, but like as soon as first thing I do is I have a big bottle of sanitizer, which I put green dye in and put an Endless War sticker on, so it's slime.
Fuck yeah.
So I have a big bottle of hand sanitizing slime that I carry around in a backpack everywhere I go, and I use it constantly.
I mean, if it looks like slime, I would use it constantly as well.
Yeah, it was like the best. It was like the best $10.99 I ever spent at a CVS by a mile. So I'm sanitizing. I'm sanitizing all day, every day when I'm out of the house.
Yeah, every time I come home from going somewhere, I'll always wash my hands or use hand sanitizer or something. Just to be like, you know, I don't want to risk it.
I bring it with me and I do it. I sanitize every time I go into a store or every time I come out of a store. Like when I take an Uber, like I hand sanitize before I get into the Uber and then after I get out. You know, make sure not to touch my face at any time in between. Oh man, I've taken 3 Ubers to the post office so far, and the first guy, he had like he had like a big sort of like minivan, and he had like a big plastic sheet hanging up between like the front seat and the back seat, so he was like sealed off from like his passengers, which I respect. I was like, cool. Second guy, small car. That's fine. Wearing his mask improperly, nose out of the mask. Fuck you,
What an idiot.
you piece of shit.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that. I've seen a few people, even like employees working at stores, doing that. I'm like, why?
A guy at the Italian restaurant that like sometimes me and Munchie have gotten like pizza at a few times. He is the same guy. This guy also, Munchie ordered buffalo wings. The guy gave him sauceless. Came out with no sauce.
That's even worse than not wearing a mask. What a douche.
Despicable. And to top it all off, he had his nose out of his mask.
Oh, God.
I have not gone in there since
It was
because
topped
I was so
with COVID, not with buffalo sauce.
because I was so off put by this improper mask usage. I'm like, fuck's sake.
Look, if you're
man.
gonna
Fuck's
not
sake.
wear a mask, just commit to the bit and take it off. Be a man about
Have
it.
you seen those or I saw like a post somewhere about like people there's like fake masks you can buy that are just like mesh
Yeah.
that literally don't do
Yeah.
anything, but it's like, haha, if someone tells you to put a mask on, you can put this on and then it's easy to breathe. Haha.
It's like the only benefit
I
to
don't know
that
about
is
you.
that like I can see your entire face before I punch it.
I don't understand the people that are like, oh, it's hard to breathe in a mask. It's not. I have never found it difficult to breathe. The one thing that does annoy me about it is that the ones that hook around my ears are a little uncomfortable, but now I have a couple that like fasten behind my head and those are perfectly comfortable. The one thing that sucks about them is that like my breath catches in it and it fogs up my glasses.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I don't like about it.
That's the thing,
mask
like,
wearing.
like the only reason I could ever imagine to get your nose out is so that it doesn't, like, push the air up inside your
Yeah.
glasses. But people who have the nose, they never have glasses. They're just stupid. They just
Yeah.
can't handle a tiny bit of uncomfortableness.
It's people say like it's uncomfortable, it's hard to breathe, and I just don't agree. I do not find it uncomfortable in
Neither
the
do I.
slightest.
It's
Yeah,
like
except
it's a
except
little
for the
bit
glasses
Yeah, I haven't
thing.
had a
it's a
problem.
little
with
bit
it either.
sweatier, a little bit like warmer.
Yeah.
If I'm already like sweaty, then yeah, I guess. But like if I'm not,
That's like such a small
if I'm not
price
hot,
to
then, like,
pay
whatever.
for like being on the, you know, the downswing of this, which we're not. America is still
No.
in the thick of it, and
Yeah.
always will be.
Massachusetts.
It's all everywhere. It seems to be like resurging everywhere. It's gonna get
India,
worse in winter.
India just reported the highest number of new cases in a single day ever of any country. So yeah, it's not. Massachusetts is still it's low. It's low, but it's higher than it was like a month ago. So, it's not going away.
Flatten that curve. God damn it.
We've more or less flattened the curve here in the Bay State.
The based state?
It is the based state. That's all. Fuck. That's so good. That's genius. You're a genius, Tom.
I have my moments. What can I say? I can coin a phrase with the best of them.
Which is the
I'm gonna take that moment of genius and put it on a shirt and sell it on the PCP store so that we all have to split it and you can't argue with it.
That's fine.
Because you said it on the podcast, so it belongs to all of us.
That's fair.
That's how it works.
Well, what would it even be? Like, Massachusetts is the based state?
Yeah.
It's just a silhouette of Massachusetts, and it just says "based state" underneath it in Comic Sans, and that's it.
all right. It's a little different than what I was envisioning.
That's the shirt.
All right.
What more do you need?
It's fair enough. Good to wear on top of your "I'm just feeling cool" or "just being cool" t-shirt. Also in Comic Sans.
I'm just being Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I saw. Did you see that meme going around on Twitter that was like, draw yourself in what you're wearing right now?
I saw that multiple times.
Yeah.
I was way too lazy to do
that.
it.
I saw it first time when
yeah,
I was
saw you do that.
in bed naked, and I was like, haha, no clothing.
What?
Sick.
Well, somebody, wait, you know what? I'll report a name. I will name names. It was, I saw it was done by Stefan Tantana, who did the meme, and they drew themselves wearing the "I'm the reason people are dying" shirt, and I thought that was fucking epic. Yeah, so I had to get on the PCP Twitter and retweet that because I thought that was pretty sick.
I want to hear a tragic story of someone wearing that shirt to school and getting like suspended because of supporting violence or something dumb like that. Your
Republican parents sending you back to school in the middle of a pandemic. Hey, go to the PCP Teespring store, buy the "I'm the reason people are dying" shirt, get yourself suspended so you don't have to go anymore.
True. We'll get you out of all that bullshit. And just keep wearing it. Every time you get unsuspended, just go back in and be like, back.
Then just buy more PCP merch, and buy
another shirt and wear both shirts.
It can even be like festive for the occasion. You can just wear it while coughing sporadically, and then like, is it a COVID shirt or is it a PCP reference? We'll never know.
Dude, new PCP shirt design idea. Big bold letters, just white, black on white. I have COVID. Nobody will fuck with you anymore.
Does anyone sell those?
Probably.
They can't. That can't be.
What's the thing? Be patient. I have autism. It can be patient. I have COVID.
Be patient.
Go away. I have COVID.
Oh man.
Well, that'll be on the storefront by the time you're listening to this, listeners. So a link in the description, I think. Right?
Yeah.
We probably have the link somewhere in the description to our Teespring.
Yeah.
Which we don't plug enough, by the way. We got great stuff.
We really don't. I'm not good at
really
chilling
don't
merch.
have great stuff.
No, me either.
Well, it's just sort of
but
like...
we could be better.
The t-shirts, you wear them and you have them. But, and you wear them and you should buy them. I don't know how to do it either.
Actually, maybe I am kind of good at shilling merch because I sold a bunch of those Yang shirts. I sold a bunch of the I sold at least, I think I sold one of the Phantom Horn Feel the Burn shirts. I sold all those Cancel Ben shirts, a handful of those. Once in a while when I put my mind to it, I can shill a shirt or two.
You gotta just hop on a trend. You gotta respond to people on Twitter who are wearing the bullshit masks and then mention that they can buy the "I have COVID" t-shirt and they'll probably get a kick out of it.
You really want to make it wear the fake mesh mask and the I have COVID shirt and just go around.
That really completes the look, you know?
Just go everywhere.
Yeah, that's how you show up on your first day of school.
Okay, what font? What font is I have COVID in?
Oh no.
Impact.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I like that. Just the words.
Yeah. And no PCP like branding at all. It's just if you want to make a statement, buy our shirt.
It sure does. It sure does make a statement of some kind. Okay. Well, I feel like we've really struck something vital and true today. We've made progress. We've created something. We've brought something new into the world.
Out of creative juices, yet coming up with all these great shirt ideas.
I think it's because I've taken a little break. It's always good to do that. I just don't know like the frequency at which it is like actually beneficial, because you can't take too long of a break because then it's hard to get the wheels turning again later.
Yeah. I haven't only been doing envelopes. I have been working on a little slime and punishment related project that I'm gonna not. I may have talked about it before, but I'm gonna like stop talking about it because I don't want to like. I don't know. I feel like it might be a little while before it's done, and I don't want to have a situation where it's like the finale where I talk about it for months and months, and then I feel stupid when it finally comes out, and I'm like, this shouldn't have taken as long. You know what? Never mind.
Phantom Horn reviews Slime and Punishment?
Phantom Horn reviews the Slime and Punishment finale, TBAP episode 239 or whatever.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes. And, speaking of TBAP, I feel like mentioning on the show that thing about how the right opinion mentioned TBAP.
Oh, right.
Some video about, like, scammers that steal YouTube channels and sell them. I guess he fucking found a listing for the TBAP channel, and someone responded to it like, hey, I bought this channel, but then it went away.
What
presumably
the fuck?
Because YouTube gave it back to us from whom it was stolen.
Yeah.
Lamau. Very, very funny. And it pissed me right the fuck off because he shows TBAP on these, just TBBBAP, but he says TBBAP. Like everybody fucking does, because nobody can read that third B. People's eyes just glide right off it. Like it's like they can't see it. It's like
fake fan, bro. Fake fan.
I just don't understand why people don't see the third B. There's 3 of them. For fuck's sake.
Everyone's just in such a hurry.
It's not 2 brothers bitch about ponies. It's 2 best brothers bitch about pony. Keg and Phantom. Like teeth and gums.
Of course.
Wait. Oh, Gib, you said you were taking a break. During that break, I'm delighted to see that I successfully got you into Mr. Boop.
Oh yes. You talked about this on the Heckles for Shekels Minecraft streams that we do every so often.
Yes, which I have started to commit to doing more often because we got this whole fucking Minecraft server that has all this like awesome shit in it. It has all this like really cool stuff. And like I get in there,
like a showcase, like standalone showcase video edited. Like, look at all this cool shit you can do in the Minecraft server. Maybe you should like do it.
We haven't done a edited video, but Marinpan did make a video explaining how to get the server running. I think he looks at a few things. He flies around.
How to get the server running is one thing, but like just for instance, the last
I think it was it was an intro video that did show some of the stuff they had. But maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that, but this past time I spent the whole stream trying to fight my way through the Lethal Aurora Mage gym, and face off against Mage's team, which I won't spoil how it ends, but it was really involved, and it was really irritating sometimes because there was like a lot of shit to do with like the Minecraft mods that I don't understand because I'm a stupid boomer. But if you know how Minecraft works, there was like a lot there that like Marin Pen had to be like, no, Ben, no, you gotta do the no, go back to that other thing. You missed it. No, look, just follow the instructions. There's a sign right there. Just read the sign and do what it says on the sign. You fuck. But I got there. I got there eventually.
God, it's the worst feeling.
And I built a Minecraft house.
Building is cringe. Building a Pokemon team is based. And I got my contrary
gravestone.
I got my contrary Malamar, and I got my new custom Aegislash with Phantom Force. That thing is sick.
Phantom
Force?
Horse?
It's huge. Phantom Force. It's so Phantom Horns. It's so big. It's like 10 feet tall. And it looks like a fucking bloody mess because it's like custom black texture with like veins in it. It's crazy looking.
Sick.
It's so good. It's very exciting for me.
I wish I could convince myself to care about Minecraft. Trying really hard. Doesn't work.
But can you care about Pokemon?
Maybe.
Okay. What about both of them together?
Whoa, I don't know. That's asking
this
a
thing
lot.
I think I maybe like, and this thing I don't like. Put them together. What do you get?
Put them together, and
it's the definition of more than the sum of its parts. You know.
That's right. Synergy. We've got to leverage our synergies to create brand recognition.
PCP Minecraft, putting the sin in synergy.
And that's what we've done here. But anyway, no, I just wanted to celebrate that you got into Mr. Boop. What are your impressions of Mr. Boop?
All right, so Mr. Boop, I got up to date, so I'm eagerly awaiting the next update.
I might be a little behind. I might be like a week behind, actually.
It's like MrBoop.net, and it is it's like it's a comedy thing, and it's like unassuming, but it's like it's farcical to the point of almost seeming sincere, which is really fun.
Yeah.
The story is about this artist.
Tom, are you familiar with Mr. Boop?
I'm not. I'm hearing about it for the first time right now.
Okay.
Right,
so there's this artist who is the creator of the comic he's drawing, and he calls himself Mr. Boop, and he's married to Betty Boop, the cartoon character, and he thinks she is so hot, and he talks about how hot she is, and he talks about how much he hopes she doesn't leave him, and she says, "No, I won't leave you." And in Thought Bubble, she says, "Oh my god, he's so hot." And then he smiles to the camera. It's like, "Yeah, she's so hot. I can't believe she's my wife." Things like that.
I can't believe I get to have sex with my wife.
Now I understand why Ben is into this. This is such a Ben core.
What the fuck does that mean?
You're into all this weird fucking cringe shit.
That's no.
It's not
yeah,
cringe.
You are.
It is.
No.
It is. I mean, it's the comedy is silly.
I understand how it sounds. I can see what you're saying, but it's not like Sonichu, where it's like, oh, this weird person.
No, it's very very self-aware.
No, it's completely self-aware. It's deliberately funny, and it's awesome.
Okay.
It's like if a Family Guy joke just never ever stopped. Like it just kept going.
It does. If you had not seen it and you just heard the description, I could see how you would think that it was the product of some like deranged person, like the guy who made that song about Reshiram. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
the guy who sang the song about how he's married to Reshiram.
Yeah, it's like it's parodying people like that, song, but is totally self-aware, and he cranks up the ridiculousness of stuff like that, and he introduces so much like nuance that you wouldn't expect into a little thing like that, but it's also still like goofy, silly, stupid at the same time. It's like
it never breaks the central conceit that like, well, I guess it does go off in a couple different directions. It never breaks the conceit that like it's completely reasonable for these characters to just like mug the camera and say, "My wife is so hot." And then Betty Boop, "My husband is so hot, I'll never leave him. I sure hope my wife Betty Boop doesn't leave me." And I also we can have sex, which is pretty hot. Yeah, and that's the fourth panel. But it like, you know, there are developments. There's a whole it's it's got a whole cast of characters. It's got
got,
luminaries such as Goku, Mickey Mouse, Sonic the Hedgehog, Dr. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, and there's Bugs Bunny that works at Amazon after a time.
Well,
and they
Subway
won't let him
first,
pee.
and then Amazon.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
The running gag is that Amazon won't let him pee.
Is this
He
like
works
Tails
at
gets
Amazon.
trolled, or is this like
It is
beyond that? I don't.
It is
it-
exactly like Tails gets.
Okay, so
It's-
it absolutely is a Ben Core product. I was right on the money from the
okay.
beginning.
It's
In
like
a
that,
way.
but like I mean, it does not come across as like something that you think is real. Like you could easily understand that. Oh, it's obviously like a funny joke that this guy is making this comic.
It's
so
like
silly.
okay, the
It's
the
not
characters
like
in the story.
You don't ever feel like there's like a maybe he is deranged actually,
like there's
like
no,
there is with Tails Gets Trolled. I mean,
it's almost like with Tails Gets Trolled, it's like he wanted to put the characters in there. Like he wanted, Teemo from League of Legends to be in the story. So he put Teemo in there, but then he didn't have any idea what Teemo would do. So he just kind of like has Teemo, make some funny jokes and then like die off screen for no reason. And that's Teemo. It's like the reverse in Mr. Boop. Mr. Boop is like, he needs supporting characters to be like his roommates, or like the person who wants, like, gives him like sex advice or whatever, and he will just, like, for no particular reason, he will make that supporting character just be Sonic the Hedgehog or Bugs Bunny or whatever, or girl version Ranma or Gina from Porco Rosso or whatever. Nina, whatever. And they're just they're just there, and it's just exists in this. I think it is probably takes place in the exact same universe as Tails Gets Trolled, though, if I'm being honest. Yeah. There's no contradiction. It's just a timeline thing. There's like one takes place earlier in the timeline and the other takes place later.
God, this is too complicated for my baby brain. But it sounds sick, and I'll have to maybe check it out if I ever remember
it's very
after
sick.
this conversation.
It's very sick, and the guy who makes it, he does like video bits too. There are like
here's MrBoop.net. You can immediately
Yeah.
see the comedy.
a couple of the updates are like him doing like a fake interview show where like a guy asks him about like his creative process, and he's like, yeah, well, I don't even remember, but he talks about how he is in fact married to Betty Boop in real life, and how the comic is just an autobiography. And in the comic, he talks about how, like, one of my favorite lines is there's an offhand, like, throwaway line about how, like, that me making these comics about our marriage is part of our thing, and like it's part of what gets me off about it.
God,
it's part of it. It's part
this
of
website's incredible, by the way.
I just can't recommend Mr. Boop.
Yeah,
enough.
if you read the first one, it very quickly gets like intrigue. Like it's almost immediately that he's talking about like, I'm never gonna get a divorce. Like, oh, what does that imply that he's saying that?
Oh no, but now he's so worried about what if he divorces his wife Betty Boop? Oh no, like what's he gonna do? He's fraught. He needs to. How's he gonna tackle this next hurdle on
Alec,
their
come
path
quick.
to a happy marriage?
What's wrong, Betty Boop? Thought bubble. She's my wife.
I know. that was the moment where I was like, okay, this is really funny.
Incredible.
She is my wife. I can't believe I get to have sex with my wife. God, I hope my 90-year-old wife will let me have sex with her.
Oh God, incredible! I love it.
Honestly feel like doing like a version of this, but with me and Vriska. Because it's like it's too correct. It's too like exactly the same.
I mean, Vriska is already canon to Mr. Boop.
She is. She's in that one panel.
Man,
That one.
I got such the wrong impression of this because the first one you linked in the chat was the Homestuck
Yes.
one, and I've never read Homestuck, so it did nothing for me. It just
I can only imagine. Yeah, like not having the context for what this comic is like and reading that as like, yeah, this is the newest update in this comic I'm reading, and that's yeah, Carcat, come on, please just suck me off. Okay. Yeah, no, I get you. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, you
This
gotta
is
lead
happening
with, gotta lead with the first comic. That's much more effective.
This is happening at the same time as Mr. Boop, in the same canon, thinks Jack Noir to himself.
It's all connected.
Okay. I just had to take a moment to appreciate.
Do you want to take
Yeah,
a
it's
moment
great.
to appreciate Canada and how they're probably going to implement UBI like soon, apparently?
You mentioned this before we started recording,
Yeah.
and I am still kind of shocked about it.
I don't know anything about it other than I saw a tweet, and it could be a complete lie. But the guy has emojis and a check mark, so maybe he knows what he's talking about.
Can you say what it is? Can you give the backstory for the listeners?
I mean, sure.
No, I cannot.
No? Yeah, fuck the listeners.
Yeah.
No, I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw this tweet from Scott Santons, writer and of Unconditional Basic Income UBI advocate with a crowdfunded basic income via Patreon. So he's got a check mark. He's like a real guy, and he's like, huge UBI news flooding out of Canada today that a basic income guarantee for all Canadians has now become the ruling party's #1 policy resolution to adopt at their national convention in November. Will Canada be the first to adopt basic income after all? It's now more possible.
I don't know. I mean, it's strange to say that like it's become the #1 platform of the ruling party. I don't really know much about Canadian politics. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it does make me a little suspicious that this is like a UBI guy saying this.
It's very strange, right? But
yeah.
At the same time, like, it would be interesting because like Canada had like a way better stimulus program than America did, so I guess that probably woke a lot of people up over there. Like, hey, this is kind of a good deal.
I heard that like around the time that like we were like Americans were hearing that like, oh yeah, we're all gonna get the $1,200 stimulus. Canada, Thought Slime is Canadian, and he said like, yeah, everyone in Canada is getting like $2,000 a month, Canadian dollars, but still, in just like stimulus money or like relief money or whatever, and like. I had assumed that would be temporary, but apparently it's still happening, and I can't fucking believe it.
I think it's still happening.
That blows my mind so hard. That's Imagine.
How do they do it?
They probably just...
I'm gonna look it up.
I mean, I can only imagine... I don't know exactly, but they're probably just paying for it. Maybe they're taxing the rich or something? I don't know.
Like, maybe they're paying for it and then pushing the cost of that onto something else down the line. Like, I can't imagine that they could successfully tax the rich just suddenly.
Just because they wanted to? Yeah, it can't be that simple.
They're probably just, like, creating more debt.
I mean...
As everybody is.
You think they're just going into, like, some crazy deficit or whatever?
I mean, that's what we're doing.
Are we?
Yeah, we've, like, doubled the national debt. It's, like, more than our GDP now. Like, there's no way to pay it off.
Lamau.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm sure that's fine.
We'll see. My big worry is if we ever get past this, inflation's gonna hit us like a fucking tidal wave. And the only good thing about massive inflation will be my student loans will all of a sudden be pennies, and I'll just be like, haha, they're now worth as much as a loaf of bread.
But so is everything I own.
Exactly. So it's just like, ups and downs, starving to death, but
it all comes out in the wash.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of massive inflation,
oh god,
overall, over on
Are you going to talk about your Discord server?
Yeah.
Is this about Big Titties Mommy Milkers? Okay,
Big Boobies Mommy Milkers. Get it right, Ben.
Sorry.
It is bustling in there. It is burgeoning. It is jiggling in there. Everyone's having a great time squeezing and jiggling. It's great. That's all I wanted to say. I saw an opportunity to talk about like inflation.
Looks like there's at least like 100 people in there. So
incredible.
Yeah, all right.
What a good launch. Congratulations.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that tits would prove like a big box office success?
Yeah, it's really riling up the industry. This new revelation.
I had my doubts that there was a market for such a thing, but shows what I know.
It turns out that being horny on main is actually cool, and everyone wants to do it. And now we've made like a sanctuary for being horny, where you can just be like, haha, boobs are cool, guys.
Is it? I mean, are people actually horny in there? Are people actually going in there to jack it?
You know,
I see there's.
I'm not
there's
sure.
A, there's
I think there's like
pictures.
tongue in cheek, like horniness,
We
but
can
like
only hope.
there's not a lot of like. There's no role playing.
I see the NSFW posting in the Big Boob Bodega. You know, for sure, obviously, and that's
You
and
gotta
that's
have 'em
good,
in
and I
there.
encourage it. Sure.
Yeah, it's not so much of like a sexual deviancy thing. It's just because the bot is based around you having a breast size based around some number that just keeps going up if you squeeze in the titty bar. That it's just there's a lot of like, you know, it's just like Endless War. It's a video game and it's very easy, and there's a lot of like.
It's
lore
easy,
that could
just
be
like
built
Endless War.
out of you just sort of like there's a framework through which conversations can begin, and people are just really enjoying that. It's fun.
Yeah, pretty cool. When will our the Endless War dev team be receiving their royalties though? We're gonna charge you for that milk. We're gonna charge by the gallon.
I'll just allow you to publicly execute Redman or something, like kill him off.
Well, I mean, all right, okay, I'm satisfied. This was all a ploy. It was all just a ploy to be able to execute Redman.
Gun Girl does it all the time. It's great fun.
Sure. Somebody, I think I don't remember who, I'm sorry, but somebody requested for their Vapors, sketch, right? Sketch and signature tier or whatever. I think someone asked me to draw Big, as in your character, Big.
Oh. Wow.
Doing something or holding something, I forget. I didn't get to it yet, so I don't remember. But yeah, so I'm gonna be stealing that one from you.
Cool.
Whoops.
Nah, that's alright. That's alright. People can
yes.
draw big. In fact, I encourage it.
I'm going pretty all out. I'm drawing full color drawings in the bottom of the forward page with Copic markers that I use literally once a year for this exact purpose and no other. I have hundreds of dollars worth of Copic markers, and this is the only thing I do with them, but it's worth it. It's great. I'm a genius. Someone asked me to draw Slow King, and I did it. And I shaded it, and I colored it, and he's given a thumbs up, and it was yeah. That was the last thing I did before we started recording this episode. What were we talking about?
I don't know. I interrupted to talk about
it was
Big Boobie's
something
mummy
about
markers.
Canada?
Canada
Banking.
and tits. You know, just the usual fare on the PCP.
Oh yeah, I just can't believe that the 2000 everyone's just getting maybe they are just going into crazy deficit. I don't know, possibly, but maybe it's fine and doesn't matter and it's worth it. Maybe it's still a good thing.
I have no idea.
What was that fucking video, Tom, you tweeted or mentioned that was on Twitter about how banking is doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
and it's
God.
all everything is held up. Everything is held up by everything else, and there's no
Hey,
okay? Deficit is money or something.
Oh yeah.
Very
Wait.
strange.
Was this video? Was this video did it sort of look was it a cartoon thing and the main metaphor of it was 300?
Maybe I've seen
No.
3 videos talking about banks. 2 a long time ago
Okay.
and 1 relatively recently. The one I remember most is if you watch Zeitgeist 2, there's a whole section on banks and debt and how fucked up it is. I don't know how voraciously that was researched, but it paints a pretty
Oh.
grim picture.
The guy
how debt is currency and
Yeah.
how everything cycles
Oh,
around
yeah.
and it's
and that every dollar that you've ever owned is owed to somebody, and that dollar has interest attached to it. So if all the principal of the money goes away, there's still outstanding debt. So there's more debt than there is money, so it can never be paid down. And so foreclosures and shit is inevitable. It's part of the system. And it's really, and then there's fractional reserve banking, which is super fucked. Banks make money out of nothing. They're allowed to loan out 10 times the amount of money they actually have because everyone's never going to collect all their money at the same time. So they just create money out of thin air and add to the currency value and stuff because they're allowed to lend out more than they actually have. It's super fucked. And that's why, like, when markets crash, people like run to the banks to get all their money and everybody withdraws at the same time and they don't have enough money to pay all the actual money that they have because they've loaned all of it out to other people. And that's where, like, bad things happen. Yeah, it's super fucked. It's too intelligent for me. I'm saying it really badly right now, so don't yell at me in the comments like, oh, you forgot this obvious part, you retard. But, like, it's a nightmare, and it's scary, and I don't like it.
It was enlightening, because I never really thought about it on, like, the larger scale of how money has got out of hand, and I don't think there doesn't seem to be a way to fix it so that bad things stop happening.
Exactly.
Like, crashes will just eventually happen.
This seems like a great time to again plug "Debt: The First 5,000 Years" by David Graeber, an extremely interesting book that it's about, like, it touches on the fact that, like, money is basically just debt notes.
Yes.
And like the myth that, like, before money we had, like, a barter. They use, like, a barter system, which is, like, not really true. And how, like, other cultures, like pre-money cultures, like, conceived of debt in, like, a different way, and like the introduction of, like, currency just completely, like, changed the way we saw, like, human transactions and whatever. Sad news though, the guy who wrote that book and a bunch of other really good books, and he was like an awesome what's the word? What was the 1% protesters? What was the Wall Street?
Occupy Wall Street?
He was like an Occupy Wall Street guy. He just died like a week or two ago at the age of only like 59 or something. David Graeber, based fucking dude, and probably could have lived and written a whole bunch more books, but no, he just died. I'm not sure of what. Maybe COVID. I'm not sure if they've said exactly what happened to him, but he's gone.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
2020 hits keep on coming.
I feel a little weird bringing this up, but I feel like I want to do it. I feel like I should do it. I don't know if you saw a comment on our last episode of someone commenting to say,
oh right,
that their brother, who was a big fan of the PCP, died.
Yeah,
like a month, like this month.
Yeah. That's really sad. I don't know how to feel about it exactly.
I asked them, like, if we would know the name, and they said they gave a screen name that might have been, and I didn't recognize it, but apparently this person was like a donor and a patron, so I feel like we might have, like, seen their name and, like, known of them at least a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought about maybe, like, going through, like, Patreon records and, like, seeing if I could find the name or whatever. I haven't.
Yeah, I'd
really
like to know, because it's like, you never. I mean, you always know, like, statistically speaking, blah blah blah, amount of people die, and, like, it is a large enough audience. How many subscribers of mine have died? I don't know. It's it's a fact, but you never like ever think about it until it's like an individual is, like, shown to be,
Yeah, there was
Sucks.
It's terrible. I remember. I think I have a memory, and I don't know. I could be imagining some or all of this, but I feel like I have a memory from, like, years ago. So long ago, in fact, that I'm not even sure if this was, like, on a PCP video, or it might have even been on a TBAP video. But I feel like I remember someone commenting to say that, like, something about them having, like, a terminal condition, and that, like, they only, they weren't gonna be alive for, like,
yeah, I remember that
a
too.
particularly long time.
I think
I don't know if this rings a bell.
I feel like I remember that from a PCP episode, but
Yeah,
I don't know
me
how
too.
long ago it was.
It was a little while back, but no,
It was definitely
that definitely happened.
And I'm okay, cool. Well, I don't know. I wonder if,
Well, not
if this
cool,
was the
but-
same okay, well, it's cool if that I'm not delusional. I don't know. I wonder if this was that person or
I don't know.
just unrelated. I don't know. What a nightmare though.
Yeah,
what
for
a fucking
shout out to this anonymous fan, I guess, you know. Like,
Yeah, apparently talked about us enough that their sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, that their sister knew about us enough to search us up.
Yeah.
And leave that comment. It was like
I feel
obviously
bad.
they
hope
they
that
liked
that
the show.
I
They
hope,
liked us, and that's
I hope that
real
she is
sad.
not listening to this and like feeling mortified that we were discussing it. I apologize if
yeah.
but I don't know.
God.
I felt like it was worth mentioning as a point of interest, if nothing else. Yeah. I have thought about this. I've thought about like someone in like I don't know. Like there's like, you know, there's like 500 people in my Discord. There's like over 1,000 people in like the Endless War Discord. And these are people that like, you know, that I see like talking, and these are part of like a community. And I've thought like, what if some like there's enough people that it's not that impossible that like someone in there could just like get some kind of thing could happen. Like someone could have an accident, someone could have like develop some medical condition and like die, and it would be like, I don't know, just it would go from like, oh, maybe this person used to post here, and then like, oh, remember that person? Oh yeah, they're dead.
Right.
And like, oh geez. And I'm like, I don't know. I was thinking about this a while ago, being like, I'm glad that hadn't happened yet, and I don't know. I guess now it has. But I guess it's inevitable. I guess it's inevitable that it you know, this kind of thing eventually happens. And I mean, I know you guys know people who've died in real life, like people you like knew at like school or anything.
Oh,
I've known a couple people.
Yeah.
Not at school. I mean, I've known people who've died, and I've gone to their funeral. But like, actually, my brother, one of his friends, died in a murder. Which was like weird. He just heard about it one day, like after school had finished and they'd gone to like college and stuff. He heard about his school friend. I was like, oh shit, that was a weird. That was like a very unusual circumstance.
It wasn't like while they were in school together.
No.
His classmate was murdered. Okay. Still though, I had this is grim, but whatever. I had a friend who in college who I heard years later had like just gotten married. I think they had just gotten married. They were like on there, and he was on his like honeymoon to like the Bahamas or something with his like new wife, and he drowned.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That was cool.
That wasn't cool, Ben. You can't say that on live TV.
When I say that it's cool, I mean the opposite. Obviously,
You're being all flustered right now.
I'm being completely sincere. I don't know. It's, you know, what do you even say about something like that? It's too fucked up.
I mean, death comes to us all, and like all that stuff.
No, we gotta get transhumanism.
Myself. I have thought myself about like various moments where it's like, what if I died and all of my friends online didn't know?
Dude, I think
like,
about that all the fucking time.
Like what?
Really?
I haven't written a will. Like who would get my video games? Like what would happen to all of my stuff? All of the stuff, all of the files on my computer. Like would people look through them to find out what was going on?
They're gonna find my internet history? God, I'm so screwed.
I mean, it's not like I'm worried because I'd be dead, but it's like,
it's just like weird to think about.
Should I put like systems in place to do anything about that, or should I just let whatever happens happen?
There's like people that I know that I talk to online, right? But I'm not like super close with. They're like, oh, if I just like died, they'd never know. They just thought I turned into a dick. Like that's so fucked up to think about.
I I don't know. That's not usually when I think about dying. That's usually not the part that I'm preoccupied with.
I mean, that's like after I have like a 45-minute existential crisis on the futility of life and like how nothing matters, and I just kind of curl up in a ball and like really just like start thinking too harshly on like the inevitability of mortality, and then I desperately like think about like Deus Ex. I'm like, please can we get robot bodies soon? Please, God, nanomachines now. I want to be Senator Armstrong. Please, God. And then I like have a tiny little glimmer of hope that maybe Elon can save us. Maybe capitalism can serve a greader good. And
Elon is he's making a fucking moon base that him and his pedophile friends or whatever. I'm sorry. It's not hashtag not all billionaires or whatever. They can escape and leave the rest of us to fucking die.
Well, that's
in
the whole
climate
thing.
Catastrophe.
That's like the problem is that like, oh, like if we ever get, I was having a conversation about this with somebody recently. I don't even remember who it was. But like, yeah, if we get transhumanism, it's gonna like, it's just gonna make classism even worse, because then you're just gonna have the immortal like neo-feudalists who just own the mortal populace and dangle the elixir of immortality over their heads to keep them in line, and like only the top 1% will not know death, and then the ruling class will never go away. Hillary Clinton will never die.
Oh my god.
Hey, Elon. Why don't you elongate my lifespan, you dick?
Hey, why don't you elongate my dick as well while you're at it, please?
It will be just like Homestuck, where the trolls that are the ruling class live for thousands of years, and the trolls on the lower hemo spectrum, the slaves, they live much shorter lifespans, and they die real quick.
Viewers, I just
it's
want
already
you to...
a little like that, but it could be a lot worse, and it will be too.
It's already kind of little like that through like dynasties and
Yeah, and also like health insurance, Lamau. Oh wait, you're a Brit bonger. You don't know. You don't know about private health insurance.
What's a hospital?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
They don't need him over there. Viewers, I just wanted you to know, every time someone mentions Homestuck on here, just imagine Jay from Red Letter Media, like his reaction every time Mike mentions Star Trek. That's me. I'm just like, oh God, not again. Comes up all the time. I have no idea what they're talking about.
I can see it now. I can see him pursing his little chipmunk lips and looking right directly into the camera, like,
That's me every time for the last 5 years or however long we've been doing this
Mike
fucking
believes
podcast.
in ghosts.
I had a fucking terrifying realization a few days ago when I realized I've watched every episode of Best of the Worst. I'm like, oh God, no.
That's good though. Those are fun.
They're super fun, but like it was like
I have probably watched them multiple times.
It's like
I had a kick lately where I just put them on before
me too.
like lately it's been GDQ. Before that it was like Red Letter Media, and I just watched like every one on autoplay.
And I just put them all on. But I've been watching them out of order. And so when I realized there were none left.
I mean, why watch them in order?
I mean, I just kind of was, because they eventually had a playlist, but I'm like, at first I was like, oh God, there's no more. And then I was like, oh God, how many hours of that have I watched? It was like the same feeling finishing campaign 1 of Critical Role. I'm like, that was like 120 4-hour videos, and I binged all of them.
I've got a big number for you. On World of Warcraft, you can do /played to see how long you have played on that particular character. And on my main guy, because I was just doing stuff, I was like, I wonder how long it's been. So this is like total time logged in playing the game, or just logged in. 119 days.
Ooh.
And that is
Holy
over a course of like 10 years. I started playing in like 2009. So more than 10 years. So that's still a long time though. 119 days on that character, not even just all the characters, just that one. That's a big number.
That's like the time. That's like all the time you would be awake for like half a year, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Because like half a year is like 180 something days, and then like you're awake for about 2/3 of a day, so like 2/3 of that would be about like 110, 120 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like your waking life for like half a year or something. pretty good.
It's funny though, because it's like it's a big number, and I know I've played this game a lot, and I've done a lot of grinding, a lot of achievements. I got over 9,000 achievement points. I remember when I got the achievement for getting over 9,000 achievement points.
Amazing.
And I'm like, damn, I've put a lot of stuff into this. But you know what? I don't mind. I like this. I like this game. It's good. The only thing I maybe regret is the amount of money that the months of game time I've spent. But it's probably not that much. It's like,
I mean, what is it, like $10 a month?
So yeah, something like that. I mean, I used to, when I first started, I did like the discount for like multiple months. Like I got like 12 months for less, like £8 a month or something.
It might. I don't know. In the past, it might have bothered me to be like, oh man, that's like that's like $120 a year or whatever. And like, oh no, but like, I don't know. I spend like.
I feel like
I spend like probably like $200 or $300 on like just food and necessities a month anyway. So like whatever.
Yeah. It's like when you're a youngster, when you're a little boy, you get like pocket money maybe, and you think about like how much things cost. You like the first time I will never forget this, but the first time I heard that a suit cost around £100 at least. I was like, you can't be you gotta be fucking shitting me. That's clothes. That's clothes.
That's just clothes, and it's
just
like,
clothes. And
$100 is like half of like half of like a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
That's exactly the thing. I knew the consoles because I like those.
Yeah.
So like, but then you realize that there's a lot of money that passes through your hands over time. It's like, really, a monthly subscription to a video game isn't that bad when you consider that some people have been, subscribed to Netflix since it began.
I mean,
like, I've never done things like that. I minimized the amount of like monthly subscription services, and I groan whenever I think of one because I just don't like them. I don't like the idea that, I don't know, you've got to make the most of. Because that's what I would feel like, is like if I have a Netflix, I've got to be watching stuff constantly, otherwise I'm not getting as much out of it for the amount of money I'm putting in. So I steer clear of stuff like that. I don't buy AAA modern games. I don't buy a lot of stuff in general. It's like when I think of like the amount of money I spend on World of Warcraft, it's like, I don't spend a lot of money anyway, so it's not a problem.
I mean, if you're getting something out of it, then it's not wasted money.
Yeah, I guess.
Every time, this is sort of related. I get so much satisfaction whenever I can find some way to like cut my costs. Like when I realized how much cheaper buying almond milk from Aldi or Costco is than buying it at Whole Foods, I was like, this is a game changer. This is literally going to save me.
Aldi in general was a game changer for me.
Did I introduce you to Aldi?
I don't think so, because I knew it for a while.
I have introduced some people to Aldi.
But like we definitely had a moment on a podcast or in like a call. We were just like Aldi, and we both jonesed about it because it was great.
Well, I got an Aldi down the road.
Costco is actually better than Aldi, but
really?
It's kind of hard. Well, yes, but the thing about Costco is you need a membership, but you can get around it if you use a service like Instacart. Because then you can just have a shopper that has a membership go and shop there for you. So if you're shopping with something like that, then it's better than Aldi, because it's basically just like things in bulk for like lower net costs per item. But you can't get just like, there are some things they don't have there, and like you can't just get like a jar of peanut butter. You have to get like a pack of 4 like large, big tubs of it or whatever, like wrapped in foil or something. But yeah, it's for like stuff you don't need to buy in bulk, Costco is the best. And yes. Kirkland brand. Everything that Costco sells on their own is Kirkland brand, and it's the cheapest stuff you can get.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, when I realized that like switching from Whole Foods almond milk to Kirkland almond milk literally probably saves me like $60 a month.
Yeah.
Or well, 30 to 50. I don't know.
The amount of money I saved on Red Bull switching to Red Thunder from Aldi is fucking-nomical.
Oh, well, yeah, that's. I mean, I drink Bang, which is not Bang or like Rockstar, which is like, it's not as cheap as Red Thunder, but it's cheaper than Red Bull. That's the main thing. I mean, I don't particularly like the taste of Red Bull, but in particular, I object to how much it costs. How it costs more for a smaller can.
That's always been the ultimate insult of Red Bull. But then like you can get 4 12-ounce cans of Red Thunder, which is just as good as Red Bull for $3.29. It's less than $1 a can. You just win. You just win.
I remember Red Thunder. I've seen that. I think I bought it once and was like, lol.
No, I'm committed. I'm committed to the bit. It's good. It's worth it. It's so fucking cheap. It's amazing. Sometimes I'll be tempted to like, just when I'm at a convenience store, like, oh, maybe I'll get a Red Bull. I'm like, no, I can get 4 for the price of this can of Red Bull. Get fucked.
Yeah. Okay. I have a problem. Well, first let me tell you that I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that, like, I made some gummy worms earlier this week, and they were, like, the best batch I've ever made. The consistency was, like, perfect. I was like, this is what all true warriors strive for. Like, this is the product. This is the product I have been striving for, and I have achieved it. I have perfected the recipe. I am, like, 100% happy with this. And at the exact same time, they don't sell the stuff that I make them out of anymore. It's just no longer available.
Didn't you say this last time?
Did I? Did I say this last time?
I feel like you've told this story.
Did I say it on the stream?
Actually I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, you know, I very well might have said it on a previous episode. Is that the isomalto oligosaccharides, the tapioca starch. I've been looking. I can still buy the syrup, but it's in like small amounts and it's not a good value compared to the powder. First I bought the syrup from a company called Fiber Yum. And then they were like, oh, the syrup's no longer available, but you can buy the powder. And I'm like, oh, well, now I have to reformulate the recipe. Now I have to like figure out how much powder to water to use and how much do we cook it down. And oh, I have to buy a candy thermometer so that I can like cook it down the same amount every time because I need to have a consistent, you know, thickness or whatever. Fine. And I did all that and I was like, okay, I jumped over that hurdle and now it's better than ever. I've perfected. And now they're like, oh no, now we don't sell the powder anymore. Nope, now you can only get the more expensive syrup. Fuck you. And I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I just want a little stability. You know? I just want things to be normal. I just want a normal life of buying isolated tapioca starch and boiling it in a pot to make gummy worms. That's all I want to do. Now I have to use this fucking other shit. This shit derived, this fructooligosaccharides derived from Jerusalem artichokes. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't even know what that means.
Artichokes from Jerusalem, I assume.
It's probably. Hold on. No, they're probably like. It's like an artichoke, but it's like actually just a potato. Jerusalem artichoke. Yes, it's. I'm right. It looks like a cross between. It doesn't even look like an artichoke. It looks like a cross between a potato and like ginger root. Look at this shit. Get ready. This is what a Jerusalem artichoke looks like.
It looks like pigs in blankets.
It looks like ginger. It looks like nothing.
It looks not like an
artichoke. I don't like it.
Like roasted ham croissants.
Making me hungry.
Oh my god.
I cooked an incredible meal yesterday. I took half a pack of bacon, chopped it up, fried it, threw in chopped Brussels sprouts, and just seared it in a pan. Just baked it in the bacon fat. And that was it. It was incredible.
Sounds pretty good.
It was life-changing. I love Brussels sprouts. How do you guys feel about Brussels sprouts?
You know, I used to be pretty down on them. I've come around recently. They're pretty good.
That's good. I had like never had them before I lived in the South. And then I tried some and they were... No, that's not true. I had some at a restaurant one time. In Medford, and I was like, these are really good, but I never see them on a menu, and I don't know how these were prepared, so I never ate them again.
Yeah,
and I moved to Georgia, and they eat them sometimes down there, and I was like, these are good. I should make these. And now I do, Lamau.
Brussels sprouts in the UK are like part of the traditional Christmas dinner with the turkey and the other things.
Really?
It's one of the vegetables you have with it. It's Brussels sprouts. I don't know why.
Tell me more about the traditional British Christmas dinner.
Well, you got a turkey. Some people do chicken, but turkey's the normal, the traditional one. You get the
because you guys don't do Thanksgiving, so you don't get sick of turkey before Christmas.
True.
Lol.
You're not having leftovers for like 2 weeks, and there's only
You
a
have-
week and change in between the two.
So you have the turkey. You have usually potatoes, carrots, peas. Just bunches of vegetables, and particularly Brussels sprouts, because for some reason Brussels sprouts are just not that common in everyday meals. So they're like, oh yes, the Brussels sprouts I associate with Christmas. And I never liked them because they were cooked badly a few times and like boiled in a way that was just sort of rubbery, and I can't get through this.
Much love to my parents, but honestly, they were both pretty bad at cooking, and I learned to hate vegetables because my parents were just shit at cooking them, and they would just boil them. They would just boil spinach, and like my experience of spinach was just that it was like a sort of nasty green like mush. And like it's so bad. I mean, I like spinach.
You can boil things well. I think
some things.
I feel like I have enjoyed like roasted Brussels sprouts, but even when they're like well done, like properly done, cooked Brussels sprouts, I don't know. They're just too thick to get to the middle. The middle is like not as good. You gotta cut them in half. You gotta cut them, slice them.
You gotta cut them in half and cook them. Yeah, I mean, you can't just roast them whole, because then, you will never...
Well, not roasting them whole, but, like, if they're, like, boiled, like, the way that they should be, like, Dad cooks them all correct, and, like, yeah, these are real good Brussels sprouts. Delicious, everyone says. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't like the taste.
I don't... I feel like... I don't think... I can't imagine a Brussels sprout tasting good boiled. Unless it were boiled in, like, stock or something. I can't imagine anything being good just, like, boiled in water.
Spinach is alright.
No.
I like
it's not. It's not.
Wait. Well, it's sort of like it's a sloppy mush, not too mushy, but like so that you can cut it pretty easily, and then you have something nice and crispy and salty to go with it, like a potato. Then it's good.
No. You're simply mistaken. I'm sorry.
I like spinach. I like eating it.
Any vegetable is good. You just have to like
you just
butter
have to eat it raw.
You just have to butter it. No, you just butter it or oil it, and you add salt and pepper, and you roast it in the oven.
And then literally
any vegetable tastes good.
That I agree with, because like one of my favorite things is like it's like a roast of peppers, onions, fucking aubergine, courgette, like all these.
Do you know what we call aubergines?
Eggplants, I know.
Lol. It's so weird when I don't know. That one always catches me off guard.
And various other things, and then like sausages, and you cover it with like loads of olive oil and salt and pepper, and you put it and you roast it in the oven, and it's just sort of it's delicious. Actually, it might be keto, maybe. I don't know about vegetable keto ability.
Most vegetables are pretty keto, more or less.
It's just really like all of the great, the oil and the fat of the sausages, and then all the tasty vegetables. But never Brussels sprouts. I never put Brussels sprouts in that. Christmas
dinner here. I mean, we do turkey at Thanksgiving, and so sometimes you'll have turkey at Christmas. But usually not, because it's more of a Thanksgiving thing. I think it's the most traditional thing would be a ham, like a Christmas ham is pretty standard. I don't know. Christmas dinner is like there's no there's no like set thing of what it is. It's just
No.
you have a big dinner, and you make a lot of stuff, and you invite your family, and then everyone brings some shit, and you have a big feast. But there's not Christmas ham, and I guess fruit. I don't know. People associate fruitcakes with Christmas, but I've literally never eaten one or seen one served at like a Christmas thing. So I think that's like an old thing that has gone by the
pretty
wayside.
old. Yeah, it's before they had good shit.
Yeah.
They liked fruitcake.
I don't know. I've always been kind of curious to try fruitcake because everyone says how bad it is.
I mean, it's
And,
not that bad. It's just sort of like
I've never had.
when you're a kid and you're like, oh, cake. Oh, I love cake. Chocolate cake. Then you get given fruit cake and you're like, ugh, gross. Fruit. That's not chocolate.
Ooh, that's like cookies with raisins in it. Like, yuck.
Yeah, yucky.
I see.
And then you just sort of like associate it being bad, even though it's fine.
Right,
If you go into fruit cake wanting fruit cake, you'll enjoy yourself.
I don't know. I think I remember seeing in like a cartoon, and it's like, oh, it's like brown, and it has like little colored like bits in it, and like what is it? Like what? I guess it's fruit. I don't know. I saw it as a kid, and I heard people say it was bad, and I've always wondered, what's fruitcake like? And I don't know. I've never had the opportunity to try some.
Could you make a keto cake? Is that possible?
I have done it. Yeah, you just have to use like a weird recipe.
It's like almond flour and stuff, right?
You use recipes that involve like almond flour and coconut flour and like heavy cream and stuff. I have made keto brownies, and I have made like a keto like vanilla cake.
Keto brownies
they're
are
pretty good. Yeah, they can be pretty good sometimes. I've been making my own buffalo wings lately. I don't know, I feel like I might have mentioned that before, but I've
Yeah, I've mentioned that. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
What about buffalo flavored gummy worms?
Frank's Red Hot flavored buffalo wings. Did I tell? I hate to think that I'm repeating myself, but the latest batch of gummies that I made, I like burnt the syrup, and it sort of tasted like, I didn't think this would happen with the isomaltooligosaccharides, because like they're not sugar. They shouldn't behave like sugar does, and yet they do. And I like heated them up too much, and they got this kind of like slightly burnt sort of caramel taste to them. And so I made I happened to have some like cream soda flavoring, so I made cream soda flavored gummies with this like caramelized, the last of my syrup, and it was great. The consistency is perfect, better than I ever could have dreamed. I'm also the second to last batch on like when I burned it, and I was making passion fruit, my favorite flavor, but it ended up having this weird kind of caramel flavor, which like doesn't quite go, but like it's fine, it's still good. And I made it, and I put it in the molds, and I was like, oh no, it's not setting. It's not coming out as a worm. It's just, I have to scoop it out and eat it as goo. I was like, okay, but it still tastes good, so I'll do it. And I'll try putting it in the and I'll put some of it in the freezer and see if it like hardens. Oh, it doesn't harden, it just stays as goo. Oh, how disappointing. But then I went back and I looked today, and the ones that I had left in the fridge, they were just sitting there. They were just sitting there in the fridge. They weren't like freezing. I don't know, they shouldn't have solidified any more than they did. They should have been as set as they were going to be. But somehow, over the day or two that they were in there, they set up, and they like dried out or something, and they're worms now. They're worms now, and they're passion fruit, and it's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle.
It all returns to the worms.
I feel I have had batches before that have not set up and have like just been goo, and I've been like, oh damn, wasted of a recipe. And now this has changed everything. Now I'm like, maybe I just like judged too soon. Maybe all I needed to do was just leave those in the fridge for like 2 days and just wait, and they would have become good. Because these ones have not only they went from being inedible to being not only good, but like the best. They have like the best and like softest and like most chewy and appealing gummy consistency of any batch I've made up until now. It's incredible.
That's weird.
It might not be the only. That might not be the only factor, because there's one other thing that I've changed, which is I switched from powdered gelatin to sheet gelatin. And sheet gelatin, it turns out, is 1,000,000 times better. Sheet gelatin is more expensive, but it is like it's a lot easier to deal with. You don't have to like fuck around with it as much, and it doesn't stink up your house and make your kitchen smell like a glue factory. Which is pretty nice. It doesn't smell like anything, which is exactly what I want my gelatin to smell like. It's another miracle.
Incredible.
Of course, it costs like $20 for like a package of it. So
I was about to say it's probably more expensive.
It's kind of expensive, yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
But I have to buy it with EBT.
It's not. No, I buy it on Amazon, but it's not. It's like too specialized or something.
Oh, fuck you, Jeff.
It's pretty random, like what you can use the EBT on. Like, you should be able to use it on anything that's food, like that's not like pre-prepared food, which should be most things. Like that should include sheet gelatin, but I think just like some distributors just aren't set up to accept it, and so it's kind of just random who takes it and who doesn't. Oh well.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Dude, I'm like so close to finishing the 3D print right now. It's printing in the background. It'll probably be done before we're done with this podcast. I'm reprinting the one that I tweeted earlier. I took that 3D model, made a 3D print of it. It's super fucking cool, but it had like some issues. Like the tail got a little fucked up. It was like a little Zumia print with a drinking a little can of soda by a vending machine.
Oh, this one cool. with is that a Zumi with their hood up?
Yeah. Because I did that. Draw Kaya did a fan art of Zumi like hanging out in like a hoodie, drinking a soda, like in January, and it was fucking sick. I said to myself back in January, I'm gonna make a model based on this outfit because it's fucking lit, and I finally did it like this week. And then I projection painted their drawing onto 3D geometry to make the background 3D.
I was gonna say like. Where did these textures come from? So this is Draw Kaya's like art as a texture on this environment. This looks great. This 3D thing here that I'm seeing.
It was really cool. I found a video on YouTube about projection painting and stuff, and I had done it a little bit before because I had taken a bunch of photos of like a can of beer for Digi, like when he's doing how they marketed, and projection painted it onto a cylinder, so it was like a can of soda you could like spin, or a can of beer you could spin around in like 3D and stuff. So I just kind of did a similar thing where you just kind of line up the reference drawing to the camera and then make geometry in the relative shape, and then you project from view the graphic onto the geometry. And like if you like turn it a little bit more than the camera is in the video, like it starts getting fucked up because like, it's just flat projected. But for a little effect like this, it works great, and it was sick and came out awesome. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to try and 3D print it. So I got a 3D print going. If it's be
flat,
real.
If it's flat projected, I imagine like the opposite side of the vending machine just like doesn't have any texture on it.
It's just like a smeared abomination of the other side because it just goes right through.
I see.
Oh my god, I just had a brain blast. Guys, you should collab. Tom, you should make a like a 3D print like inverse model of Azumi, and then Ben should use that as a mold to make a gummy Azumi.
You know, I was talking to I mentioned the idea, and I think I talked to Smearg a little bit about it, about making like endless war gummies, which you know,
would be cool.
If I still had ready access to the fucking ingredients that I need, like this would, like I feel like I've perfected the recipe now. This would be the time. It's like, I wonder if I should get some custom molds made, because I think Smearg said that she was able to make like custom molds if I wanted some. So,
that's fucking sick.
Maybe once I figure out the supply,
there's a setting
issue
in like the
that
slicer I use for 3D that lets you make molds. It just like inverts the geometry, and it'll 3D print a mold that you can cast. Instead of just,
but it would be like, wouldn't it be like a solid like plastic mold?
I don't know how it works. I've never tried it before. I actually just found it yesterday, just looking through settings in Cura, which is like the slicer software.
Could you 3D print like a soft silicone mold?
If you use a soft material, like I think PETG is flexible. I've never printed flexible. I've only printed PLA, which is like the baby, like easy stuff to print.
It would. Well, I mean, it would need to be flexible, and it would also need to be like food safe, and not something that's gonna like leach toxins if like it's exposed to like a hot substance.
Yeah,
like plastic often does.
I know some people do use certain materials that are food safe, but I don't know what they are off the top of my head. But it
Yeah.
is possible.
Yeah.
I've just never done it before.
Okay. Interesting.
There's options.
Fascinating. Oh my god. Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
Oh, okay. I haven't. This is sort of related. I haven't posted this anywhere because I'm waiting to have it in hand. But I got they made the Slimecoin. They made 2 like molds of the Slimecoin for the Endless War pin thing. I had them print 2 versions. One was, I think I talked about the hard enamel versus soft enamel thing, and how they were saying that like, ooh, hard enamel might run together the polishing process. That was just bullshit. I looked at the hard enamel version. It looks fine. There's no problems with the polishing. It was a waste of time. I wish they had not even troubled me with it.
Wait, do you have images? Do you have pictures?
Oh yeah, I do actually.
I see.
And these are neither of these is final. Oh fuck, where did I put it? I sent them to Munchie. Oh fuck. Okay, I'll have to go get them from that. Okay, here, which one of these is the best? I don't know. I guess I'll try this one. There was the soft enamel. They're both with gold metal, because it was decided that gold metal is probably the best. The top one is soft enamel with like a darker green color, and the bottom one is hard enamel with a lighter green color. And I'm going to just wait to see them in person and decide like which one of these is better. I mean, I think I like the look of the hard enamel, but as for the color, I'm undecided.
That's a picture they sent you of what they look like.
Yeah, I don't actually have them yet.
Ah.
This is they took a picture of them holding it and sent it to me.
I really wish they were of the same angle so I could see how the shine.
Like the top one looks shiny because of the way that it's catching the light, and the bottom one, it looks like it's dark, but if it were catching the light differently, it might not. I don't know. That's why I have to I can't decide until I have it in hand and can hold it and turn it around and be like, ooh, fascinating.
The top one does look really good though. I can't wait to hold that thing.
There is, I don't know. There's
like all the ridges and bumps.
I mean, the hard enamel is kind of, I don't know. My instinct is to see hard enamel is just better. But there is a little bit of something kind of compelling about the non-uniformity of the surface on the soft enamel one. Almost like it's almost like the ridges are indeed filled with liquid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're sort of squished on there. I just feel like it would feel real fun to just rub your finger on it, just hold it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, the ridges. The ridges are more pronounced on that one. Although I'm sure you'd be able to feel them on the bottom one, too.
Yeah. Is there something about... I mean, it's... Like I said, you can't see them from the same angle, so it's the top one just looks better in this image, but
in this image, the top one definitely looks better, but it's too early to tell.
Yeah, it's just sort of... The gloopiness, I think, of the indent is sort of cool.
Yeah, it is. It is, but I'm... there's definitely something compelling. I'm actually shocked that, not only did none of, the circuitry lines, get, smushed together in the final product, there's a little bit of unevenness in a couple of places, but, that was there in the, vector file as well, so, that's not their fault. I'm amazed at the degree to which not only did the lines not smush together, but also the text is, not... The text is, perfect, and, there's parts in the text that, if you look at the very bottom on the N... in the gap between the lines of the N in New Los Angeles City, there's a little, square. And I was sure that the little, square bit was going to get, mushed into the line, because the gap between the square and the N itself is, minuscule. But no, it's completely distinct. And it didn't get mushed together at all. The polishing didn't have any negative effects. I'm super happy with how it looks. Yeah.
I think I got the
base.
coin.
I'm almost positive you did. I'm almost sure.
There's so many good pins, but the coin is like the coin is like such a unique thing. Like you can't not have the coin.
Like a long time ago, I talked about like we're doing a Kickstarter to get the coin to get the coin made, and then like later on when I pitched the idea of the pin Kickstarter, I was like, what if we did the coin as part of it? And it just seemed like a good time to do it. But like back then when I first thought, I was like, that would be so ridiculous. Like that would be like a really crazy thing if we like had Slimecoin made in real life. And now we did it. It's just coming true, and I just I don't know, I think that's so cool. I'm so excited to just like hold it and flip it, and try to pay for things with it in real life, and then like act confused when people don't accept it.
First thing you do, put it into a vending machine.
Yeah. First thing I do is go to like a restaurant and try and tip with it and say, "Keep the change, toots." Push it across the table with a sly look on my face, like,
yeah.
Okay, that's my Slimecoin news.
It looks good.
I was tempted to post it in the Endless Wars, like in the pin server, but because neither of these is final and I haven't decided on like which version or which color I want to go with, I'm like, why show these now? Why show these now and
link
just
them
like
in the show notes now so everyone can see them?
People would just argue. It would lead to, I feel like it would lead to strife. I feel like it would lead to like a rift. It was like there was a big.
We just talked about it on a public podcast for like 20
Yeah,
minutes.
you're right. I fucked it up. But like there was a big rift of between people who wanted like 1.5 inch diameter and 2 inch diameter, and like these two groups could not be reconciled with. They just had fundamentally opposed worldviews, and like there was.
Are these coins like 1.5 and 2?
As a coward centrist, I went with 1.75.
That's all right.
It's I bought a bunch of like other coins of various sizes. I bought some 1. Oh my god! Did you hear that?
I did.
I heard that.
I knocked my microphone over, Lamau.
No.
I'm glad you can still hear me. I bought a bunch of other challenge coins of different sizes. I bought 1.5, 1.75, and 2. And I like held them and I looked at them and I tried flipping them, and I showed them to Munchie and we discussed it, and I think we agreed that like 1.75, like bigger is better, but flippability is good, and 1.75 is like 2 inches is slightly cumbersome to flip. 1.75 is not particularly cumbersome to flip, but it's like almost as big. So we figured it was like the best of both worlds. So yeah, I went with that one. And now I have all these I have this one with like a bald eagle and an American flag on it, and one with like a Roman soldier on it, and one made of like an obviously inferior metal with like an objectively bad drawing of like a Knight Templar like kneeling. This thing is like a piece of shit, and like whoever drew this was incompetent. I'm gonna take a picture right now.
Oh, you didn't like my drawing?
No, you fool! You failed.
No.
All
Shit.
right. This is gonna take me a second. So in like 2 minutes, I will treat you to a picture of a poorly drawn knight, saying, "Greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world." 1 John 4:4.
Does that mean like fucking dudes is better than going out in the world? What does that mean?
And then on the back, there's a cross in a shield, and it says, "I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength." Philippians 4:13. 413, Homestuck number. Oh, my phone just turned off. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to show it. Lamau.
In the show notes, maybe.
In the show notes, maybe. Okay, that's all I have to say about coins. In fact, that's all I have to say about anything.
Yeah, should we do voicemails?
I guess we could do voicemails. I guess if that's still a thing we're doing, if we're all ready to move on,
we can stop doing voicemails whenever you want.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Oh my god, how many are there?
There is.
Oh, there are a lot.
There's
a whole page full. There's
exactly 1 page of them. You know what? It's good. More for it. It's healthy.
Okay.
Keeps us strong. No. We're gonna go lightning round. Okay, on the second page, the first one is from Best Guy Ever.
Huh?
If you can believe it.
Didn't. Oh, for some reason, that one is played. But yeah, okay.
That one is, yeah, it was played for me too. But I listened to the last episode, and the last one we played was from Troll Jester. So Best Guy Ever is the first one. So, all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey guys, it's me, the best guy ever. Just want to say you're doing a great job. Bye.
Wow. Heartwarming.
Well, he's on the podcast. Guys, you better watch it now.
You know,
you better watch the entire podcast to see Nate.
Wherever he is, I'm glad that he's looking down from heaven, and he's glad and he's pleased with the job we're doing. Cool. Next one is from every listener. 3, 2, 1, go.
When are you guys just gonna end the podcast already? I mean, it's basically dead.
Says you, idiot.
Every listener says that.
I guess this is what everyone is saying. It's true. Every week the comments are just
they're dumbfounded that we continue to do a podcast that isn't very difficult to do.
More like they're dumb and unfounded in their opinions.
It's almost like making this podcast is really not that much of an ask. And,
right.
And you could do it at any time. Well, you could do, a couple hours a week. So easy. Like, why would we stop?
I don't know. Yeah, no, I can't imagine. I really cannot think of any good reason not to just do the podcast.
Well, it's what happens when you have a bunch of people who've built cult of personalities around themselves, and then when they disappear, those people who are into that cult of personality exclusively are going to voice their disdain.
It's true.
So,
but
I mean, there's only so much. I was thinking about this a little bit, and it's like, I could feel bad about this, but there's nothing I can do about people who just want there to be someone else on the show that isn't here. Like, I can't do anything about that. I'm not them. So, like, whatever.
It was really annoying to me for a while, but I think I think maybe I let it get to me, and I think I've made peace with it, and now I'm just like, the podcast is what it is, and the podcast has always been, whoever wants to show up, shows up, and that's the show, and we just do that. We work with whatever that ends up being, and it is still that, and of course it has gone through phases, and this is just another phase in the natural life cycle, much like the pupa stage of an insect's life, before it forms into a beautiful chrysalis. Right, we're in the chrysalis phase right now. And the butterflies.
Dude, I love Queen Chrysalis. What a great villain.
Until
they ruined her when they brought her back. But before that, what a great villain.
Hey, why did the changelings become good guys or something?
I literally don't know. They turn into
they all turn green and stuff.
There was one changeling who was not like other changelings. He wasn't a piece of shit, and so he met Spike. And Spike became friends he's like, "Hey, this changeling's okay," and everyone's like, "Okay." Then Chrysalis is evil, and then the good changeling was like, "No, Spike's cool. Ponies, they're nice. Maybe we shouldn't be evil." And Chrysalis was like, "No, we're gonna be evil still." Some sort of magic happened, and the good changeling, instead of feeding on love, gave love or some bullshit, and he changed into a different character design.
Isn't that just
terrible?
It's like, hey, I'm a human, and humans are shit because we eat meat, and I don't believe in eating meat. I think that's cruel and it's bad.
He was a vegan changeling.
So instead of consuming meat, I'm going to expel meat. I'm going to puke meat out into the world.
I'm just gonna carve chunks of meat off my body.
Yeah, right. Okay, I get not consuming love, but where does the love come from if he's just going to spit it out? Well, I guess.
I don't know.
He has to give love. He has to be nice. He has to be a nice person.
I guess that actually makes. I guess he probably just comes from his heart, the same place that all love comes from. So, stupid question. You know,
Wouldn't you say though that we all consume love? Like when we are loved, aren't we consuming love of other people? Aren't we all changelings deep down?
There's a. Did you ever read
probably some like cool metaphor about the changelings, love like manipulators or something, like a relationship thing, but I've never thought about it.
Did you ever read Sideways Stories from Wayside School?
No, but I've heard of it. I was too busy reading Animorphs.
I read these a little bit before I got into Animorphs. This was elementary school. They're like funny stories about this wacky school with all this crazy shit happens. There's one story I remember, and it's about I don't remember like which of the kids is doing it or like whatever. It's someone is going around just saying like I love you to people, and they're like, and everyone's like, hey, that's great. Hey, I love love. Hey, this is awesome. And then someone is like, I think it might be like the teacher tells one of the kids that like she loves him or something, and he's like, what about Mr. The teacher's name is Mrs. Jules. And she tells this kid that she loves him, and he's like, what about Mr. Jules? Don't you love Mr. Jules? And she's like, the thing about love is that it's not like other things. It's the only kind of thing that when you give it, you end up with more of it than you started with. So I think maybe that's the principle that these good changelings are operating on. Like they thought they had to consume love to get it, but it turns out love is just like it's just non-Newtonian like that. It doesn't obey the natural laws of arithmetic in the way you might expect. Mrs. Jules was right. # justice for Mrs. Jules. Okay, based.
Right, next
one is called Sesho 8 Nate.
Oh no.
3, 2, and it's short, which is epic. 3, 2, 1, go.
Thanks to Ben, Tom, and Hippo for holding down the podcast.
Okay. Welcome.
You're welcome.
Was that Sesho saying that, or like after eating
Maybe.
Nate? I don't know. Okay.
He just looks at the camera, says that.
Next one is Matt Damon.
And you know that, and you Damon.
Yeah, you know that it's him because his email is realmatt_Damon@hollywood.mail. So you know that's thanks for joining us. 3, 2, 1, go.
Konnichiwa.
No,
I mean,
no.
fellow American.
He used his genjutsu again.
I am popular actor Matt Damon. Long time fan, first time call. Beno-san is my best friend. I Matt Damon love him. Okay, sayo goodbye. This Matt Damon.
This ruins Goodwill Hunting for me.
He's like studying for a new role. He's getting into character. He's method acting.
He's a little too good. He's a little too effective at this. I don't know. I should stop watching movies.
You start watching a movie, you think it's the movie advertised, but then, the samurai.
You think you're watching the MGM lion roar at the beginning of a movie, but it's actually Ben no Saint-san. Did I talk last week about that movie I watched, the Virginia Woolf movie? Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
You did.
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet, but I did download it.
I can't fucking remember. Fucking COVID, fucking lockdown. I can't remember like which week is which and whether like things happened
blurring together.
It really is. I really am just like, what's new this week? What's old? Who knows? Next one is titled very unsuspiciously, You'll Never Catch Me, Chris Hansen. 3,
like
2,
Aaron Hansen?
1, yes, go.
Konnichiwa.
Stop.
This samurai.
He's everywhere.
Beno-san, have you been called by your Hollywood actor lately? Haha, not Matt Damon. 'Twas I, Samurai-sama, master of disguise desu. Ha, fuck you,
I'm so
Benno-san.
scared. He could be
Now,
anywhere.
Phase
At any
ni
time.
of a samurai revenge scheme. We have a kidnapper. Benno-san girlfriend. Christian-chan. Weston Chandra.
No,
You
Christine.
pay 3 million yen or you never see Kurisu-chan again. The proto thicken. But until next time, sayonara.
I don't know if I'm willing to pay 3 million yen. Me and Chris are on a little bit of rocky territory lately.
Yeah, you're at war right now.
Nakacom has officially gone to war with Quickville, and Chris has continued to deny that this is taking place in the Alpha timeline, despite extensive documentation proving it to be the case. So I don't know if we're talking right now, but
How can you profiteer from war without an enemy, though?
Maybe I'll just send. Maybe I'll just send a slime boy over there to be like a puppet dictator. You know, maybe
Hey,
I'll just send them to disguise
Can't you
themselves.
just say as a dimensional prophet that this never happened in this timeline, and that it just doesn't happen, and you don't have to worry about it anymore?
With this kidnapping?
Yeah, the kidnapping just didn't happen in this timeline.
I mean, ordinarily, but this
Seems to work for Chris.
This guy, this samurai's genjutsus are pretty powerful. I don't know. If
Hey.
That's true.
Hey, Samurai-san, voice Grail, I think. At this point, you've earned voice
No,
Grail.
I would rather not. I would rather keep him out.
Tom,
keep him.
you will also agree with me, so we can outnumber Ben.
I don't know.
I mean,
if you should
it's
do
a good
that.
bit. It's a good bit. I like it.
I love it every time.
I like the accent, and I like Ben suffering. It's like a win-win for me.
It's really scary.
It's like you never know when he's going to strike, and when he does, it's the best. It's
but
the
if
best.
if he's in the voice Grail, that'll mean he's close to me and he's within striking distance.
I know that sounds like fun times for all.
Oh god! If only I could vote twice. If only we had mail-in voting here on the PCP, so I could vote once by mail and once at the polls, so I could lock this vote down. But I can't. I'm only one man. Have we done it? Is he Grail?
I think he's Grail.
I think he's Grail.
Oh god! All right. Okay. Well, this is gonna be sick. All right. See you in hell, Sensei. Next one is from Free the PP. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's not enough to free the nipple, free the pee-pee, and free the poo-poo. But whoa about the children? Fuck the children!
Yeah, sometimes I just want my junk outside of my trousers.
Sometimes I just want equality.
I don't think he's talking about junk. I think he's talking about pee-pee and poo-poo. I think he's just
Well,
talking
like
about
excrement?
fluid. I think he's just talking about excrement. Yeah.
But
Isn't that already free?
Well, no. I hope not.
It's the act of doing it that's banned. But
I-
if it's just on the side of the road, no one's gonna go to jail. It's just like, oh, that's
I think
unfortunate.
they just mean the penis and the butthole.
I think that's what they meant. But if we take them at their literal words,
No.
You shouldn't be allowed to shit in the street because it stinks.
Pee-pee
It's bad.
is urine, and it is the penis. The poo-poo is the poo-poo, but it is not the butthole. Nobody calls the butthole the poo-poo. So that's...
well-
What about when you're in keeping in line with the pee-pee terminology?
I understand. I think that you've been had. I feel like this was a misdirect, and when I read it, I thought he meant the penis, but then no, you didn't say pee. He said pee-pee and poo-poo. He's talking about the pee-pee and poo-poo. That's unambiguous. That's unambiguous.
Ben.
Okay,
First
okay.
of all, this is a terrible lightning round because we've had a huge discussion about every voicemail. But there are 2 more parts to this voicemail that might clarify our question right now. Maybe we should hold our questions till the end.
That's
Also,
fair.
free the
That's
nipple
a
doesn't
good
mean
point.
free the milk.
I know, but yeah, but nobody. No, but he said pee-pee and poo-poo.
All right, let's just listen to the next one.
I'm just taking him at his word. Okay, all right. Next one. Free the pee-pee part 2. 3, 2, 1, go.
But I don't want to see the pee-pee in public. Well, you know what? I don't like looking at black people, but it doesn't. I just fucking deal with it. It doesn't matter.
Yikes!
Oh no!
Does this guy have like marbles in his mouth? I didn't see the racism coming. Oh dang!
Oh Jesus! I was here for a good-natured romp, and it just got dark.
He
really
said,
quick.
"Fuck the children," so he's a pedophile and a racist now. So
Oh no! Are we gonna go to part 3? We're really gonna do that?
We're really going. Maybe he can redeem himself.
This is the anarchy that, that Ben has brought in.
It's like that gif from Community. It's like I can tolerate racism and pedophilia, but I draw the line at wanting to free the pee-pee. All right, free the pee-pee part 3. Let's the dramatic conclusion. 3, 2, 1, go.
Like, everyone used to be naked just, like, all the time, right? Like, nobody's going to be fucking mentally scarred because they saw a naked person existing. That's your brain is wired to already see naked people. Who fucking cares?
I do know what you mean about the marbles in the mouth. Like, he sounds like the stereotype, like, nerd side character in a cartoon.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's doing a voice. I think he's doing a voice. I guess I'd feel a little bad if like that's just how he sounds, and I'm like, he sounds impaired, Lamau. I don't know.
There wasn't a punchline. He was just continuing the thing. Just put in one voicemail.
Yeah, you could have said all this in one voicemail. Hey, free the pee-pee, free the black pee-pee, and don't fuck
just
the
that
kids.
one.
Don't fuck the children. Those are so I'm with you on 1 out of 3. Okay. Anything else to say about that?
No, there really isn't.
Excellent. All right, good. We're sorted. Next one, pancakes. Tier list voting system. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, Pancakes here. I was wondering, what would you guys think of a tier list voting system? Let's say in this system you're voting for president, and there's 3 candidates. One that you think is great, one that you think is mediocre, and the third one that you think is poo. So when it comes time to vote, you go to the poll, and there's like 3 slots. There's a primary, secondary, tertiary, and so on and so forth. So in the primary, put the one you really want. Secondary, the one you think is mediocre. And tertiary, the one you think is shit. Or if you don't like them, leave it blank. So when it comes to tallying up the votes, you go from primary. And the one you vote for primary, let's say, there's no way you could ever win. So then your vote would go down to your secondary, and that's the one it would kind of go to. What do you think a system like this would affect stuff like third-party voting? And do you think people like Bernie Sanders would still be in the running if we had this system?
Bernie Sanders would be president if we had this system, and it would just be better. You guys are probably...
I'm wondering about like if there's 3 tiers and the third one is like I dislike as opposed to neutral. So like would that count as like an anti-vote?
You guys have surely seen the CGP Grey video about like alternate voting systems, right? Okay. I feel like this is like that, but like that's like way more involved. Is it called First Past the Post?
No, that's the one we normally have.
What's the one called that's like you rank them and then it's like okay, well anyone that doesn't
I forget the name of it all the time as well, but yes.
It's like you combine like ones that are like that don't get enough of the votes. Their vote. It's a single transferable vote, right?
Yes.
Single transferable vote is like you vote for you rank them, but then like if your favorite doesn't hit the threshold, then like your second vote gets
those
your vote.
Votes go to their seconds, and like
and it goes until
similar
someone
candidates
passes
will gather like similar seconds.
And it literally makes third parties like not pointless, like in American politics and like in most like party politics system and like first past the post voting, like third parties are a completely waste of time.
Yeah, it's just it would never happen because
voting's fake anyway.
The people in charge do not want it to be like that. They don't want to let third parties have a chance. Because then it would be like harder for them
It's
to
just
just
another
continue to gain
example
control.
of everybody who's in a position of power to make positive changes are the ones benefiting most from keeping it bad. So the only way to fix this is to murder everybody.
Bernie would have made. I mean, Bernie would have probably. I'm sure he would have approved of something like this. It would have taken like bills through Congress and stuff to get like voting change like this. But I don't know. Some people would want a system like this, and it's just some people would prefer this objectively better system. I guess is my most optimistic take on that. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that our system sucks. But what are you gonna do? Next one is from Vintage. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey PCP. So last week was my first ever voicemail in the show. So this week is gonna be my first ever drunk voicemail into the show.
Okay.
So I'm randomly watching this YouTube video by this YouTuber called The Right Opinion.
Is he saying he's drunk right now?
He has 875k subscribers.
He's talking about the TBAP.
And it's about YouTube channels that have recently been hacked. And about 20 and a half minutes into the video, there's like a 5-second segment about the PCP getting hacked. And the first tweet he shows in like the chain
yes,
of
it's your
tweets
tweet.
at Team
It's
YouTube
your tweet.
about
I saw
the
that.
PCP getting hacked is my fucking tweet complaining about TBAP getting hacked. My first exposure to anyone is a fucking tweet from me about some pony shit. Fuck.
Now imagine how we all feel. Our entire careers, quote unquote, started with pony shit.
The Right Opinion is talking about. He's talking about like channels getting stolen, and he mentions this TBAP thing. It's like someone bought, and then it's like, oh, I don't have it anymore. And he says that TBAP was restored because it belonged to a group of creators who like had some clout, who were able to get YouTube to get it back, which is a little bit true. It's it still took us like a Herculean effort to do it. Yeah. But it is true that we do have some level of a platform which made it like possible at all, which is so that's true, I guess. But he says it. He mentions TBAP, mispronounces it. He says TBBAP, and then he says it belonged to a group of creators. And he shows tweets from the PCP Twitter account, but he doesn't mention the Procrastinators specifically, which is kind of a bummer. But I don't know.
Yeah, he showed one of my tweets. I saw Redman's face.
That's right, he did. I remember that. I don't remember what it said. Or
yeah, it was on screen for not long enough.
Yeah, he just showed like a couple of tweets, like 2 of the PCP, and then like yours and like Vintage's, and I don't know. It's funny that TBAP got like mentioned and the PCP didn't. Lol. Okay. Next one from Vintage again. Hopefully drunker this time, because I couldn't even tell you were drunk that first time. It was pathetic. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I just sent in some voicemail about the PCP hack being featured in some pretty decent sized video, and I forgot to add to the voicemail I already sent in that he shows a screenshot on a website where the PCP, or actually specifically the TBAP channel, was sold on, and someone named Tofifi bought the TBAP channel for $45. $45. So I'm just curious how that makes you feel, Ben or Nate, if he ever comes back on the show again.
He got a good deal.
Huh?
He got a good deal.
That is the
$35 for TBAP?
TBAP has like 15,000 subscribers on it. Like, it hasn't posted a video in like a year plus. But it's got 15,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's an incredible deal, honestly.
Damn, maybe I should buy a YouTube channel. Kickstart my career again.
You want me to sell you TBAP?
No.
Oh, well, okay. At this point, we would probably I
want to start with a channel with like 99,000 subscribers, and then just like get the extra 1K, and then get my plaque, and then be like, I did it.
Every month, Nate when Nate does like the pay calculations, he includes like TBAP ad revenue, and it's like 1 cent. Like, and so every month we're making like 1 to 2 cents off of like TBAP video ad revenue.
I'm so glad I get like my 1/6 of a penny of TBAP money.
No, it doesn't. No. That only goes to me and Nate, actually.
Oh, well,
so
fuck both of
you.
Then.
Yeah, get fucked, idiot.
Disgusting.
Next one is from Yuck. Penis Queef.
Oh.
3, 2, 1, go.
Konnichiwa.
No,
Desire Samurai. One more time.
This is the fate you brought upon yourself.
Podcast.
It's not.
Voice mail. One guy, a fucking idiot. Say your sayonara. No work in context I use. That is the joke. You fucking retardo. Okay. Until next time. Sayonara.
Is it? Is that intentional? Is that the joke? I don't know. I thought you could just say sayonara. What was it? It's like sayonara is like when it's like goodbye, like for good or for a long time.
For a long time, like I'll see you in 20 years. Sayonara, motherfucker.
Right. Well, who fucking cares? Listen, you're a voice girl now. You're above such petty concerns. What other voicemails say about you? About your quote-unquote, about your Japanese skills. Next one is Margar's Realization. 3, 2, 1, go.
Margar here. It's worse than I thought. I was under the impression that Ben Saint was purposely targeting me for whatever reason, as a victim of this corrupt police state that we find ourselves within.
I am.
But the reality
it's true.
is far more troubling.
No, it's not.
Ben Saint is not the perpetrator of the victimization that I have suffered, but is instead a byproduct of the very system we live within. I've fallen by the wayside, and the system, as if it were some Lovecraftian horror, is not malevolent towards me and others like me, but is instead unaware of my suffering altogether. I thought that targeted harassment and abuse was the worst of it, but the realization that my existence may as well be irrelevant is somehow far more terrifying.
I'm so glad Margar made it to 7th grade.
This is such cope. Such a cope. This guy, he just wants to philosophize. He wants to wax philosophic about all these goons that are coming to his cell and kicking his ass all the time. No, there's nothing to be learned here. There's nothing to be gleaned about the system or systematic injustice. I paid them. I said beat him up, and they do it. And there's nothing more to it than that. No, you were right the first time. You are being systematically targeted. The system is just. I am a single lone wolf, single bad apple, malevolent actor working within the system to bring about bad outcomes. Rest assured. Rest assured, the universe does know about your suffering and encourages it. And by the universe, I mean me. You just earned yourself a whole lot of goon visits with this voicemail. I'll tell you that much. Next up, I'm excited for this one. Best Ben Bits /S or something. 3, 2, 1, go.
Gotta say, one of my new favorite bits on the podcast is the Ben being racist bit, or the Ben being misogynistic bit. It's honestly pretty funny. Keep it up.
Okay. I will, thanks. I'm glad you like it when I'm racist. Maybe I should rebrand. You know, ever since I've been trying out this new racism thing, and I gotta say, it's paying dividends. Like, my Patreon is, like, skyrocketing. Like, the Koch brothers are calling me up. They want to give me a show. It's like, damn, maybe there's something to all this after all. This whole racism thing, this whole misogyny thing. I don't know what I was so mad about before. Now I can see, I'm seeing the other side, and it makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's it. Nothing to apologize for. 3, 2, 1, 29, 3, 2, 1, go.
Konnichiwa. Sessha wa samurai de gozaranai. I am not the samurai, but I do know a little bit about samurai. I live in Japan, I work in Japan at a Japanese company, and I speak Japanese every day at work. And I'm calling to respond to Vintage. Now, I'm not going to say he was completely wrong. He was saying that sayonara is typically a long-term or permanent goodbye. And that is what it typically is in everyday life. But samurai spoke with a very formal register compared to peasants and compared to Japanese people today. And in a formal register, sayonara is a regular goodbye. And it's the kind of goodbye that you would say to a teacher, for example. But honestly, I've never really used it in my life except as a long-term goodbye. But if I were to do so, it would not be entirely wrong. So, samurai is in the clear. He has my seal of approval.
Wow.
But he just said it was a bit, though. The samurai himself just admitted it was a bit.
No, I think that was
many
cope.
layers.
I think that was cope. I don't think it was a bit.
He could, if he had just held out one more week, he could have been in the clear.
I think he had a knee-jerk reaction. I think he just pulled a haha, I was only pretending to be retarded sort of move.
That
there.
voice grail we just gave him looks to be a little rusty.
Shaky,
a little
shaky.
chipped.
Little premature. The show's not over yet.
Yeah.
Like, we could always completely destroy anybody we so please at any moment.
Of course, obviously, you could find yourself in a Margar situation at the drop of a hat. Okay, next up, Barefoot on the Freeway. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I'm in a tunnel under a freeway right now. Unfortunately, my brother is not here, the one who's in the car with me before. He's at college right now. But what I noticed is there's some graffiti around here, and one of them says, I heart Ghost Bone. Your thoughts, Gib?
I heart Ghost...
Was it Ghost Bone or Ghost Boner?
Ghost Bone. I assume both mean boner.
Ghost Bone sounds like it might be like someone's like DJ handle.
Nah, it's the Lord of Ghosts. It's a fan of the Lord of Ghosts, clearly.
Oh, they just like getting boned
by the Lord of Ghosts.
By log. Yeah. Okay. Well, sure. You see that in the seedier parts of Lakakam. I love Ghost Bone. the less reputable brothels. Hey, we got another one though from Barefoot on the Freeway. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, let's see. What else do I see? There's a dinosaur. Sarah, Tim, Joey, Daniel, Wesley were here in 2013. Pablo and Amber were here in 2017. There's the Hamburger Helper. I'm trying to find the thing
Indiana
I saw
Jones
before.
Right now.
Yeah, your local druggie TikTok soldier camp, number 1. Rob White people, July with a licky tongue coming out of the Y. I be peeking. It's a little squinty face. All right, that's about all I see.
Okay,
there was an American flag, but instead of stars, it had the anarchy sign. As you can see, they're deep.
I like that. That's something about that feels like you're walking around in a Fallout like post-apocalypse. You find like a recording of someone's voice just talking to themselves.
And
you're like, huh? Well, what do you know? Someone used to be alive, walking around in like sewer pipes and looking at weird shit on the walls.
I may have mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. There was some graffiti. There was some spray paint on a stop on the Orange Line on the Boston subway system. On the Orange Line at the stop, I think it was at Sullivan Square was the stop. And waiting on the platform at Sullivan Square, which I used to use that when I lived in a different house. There was a painting of the Powerpuff Girls. And it was pretty bad, but that's fine. But what annoyed me about it was that they got the girls' personalities wrong, and they drew Buttercup smiling and Bubbles looking like angry. And it's
fake
like
fan cringe.
Yeah, fake fan. Like, what were you thinking?
No, they're just doing inversion. They're just doing like, what if they were different? What if they the opposite?
They're alt universe fan
Maybe.
fake.
I don't know.
What if Buttercup was secretly like a tsundere? Like, haha.
I think she is.
Yeah.
So there.
And then Bubbles is like, it's always the nice ones that are like high pitched
Bubbles
voice
did
that
have
would
that whole
murder
hardcore
you.
episode where she like got really mad and like beat the shit out of everybody and like had her hidden rage.
Yeah, it's a common trope that the cute one is secretly evil, and the evil one is or the mean one is secretly nice. It's always these secrets. Women be crazy.
You gotta have like, set up a character and then subvert expectations. Okay, I guess like I guess we'll have a character be different than you thought she was. That's so predictable, you know. Terrible. I hate fiction.
I like predictable characters like that. It's all I want. If a character is what they are, and it looks like they are a thing, and that's what they are, then that's also predictable.
Writers, next time surprise me by having the character be completely one-dimensional, exactly what they seem on the surface, nothing more to them. Get on it. Give me where's a story for me, for my taste. Anyway, next one from Phallic Person, Gear Second. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, I heard you had a big cock.
Yeah.
Nice.
We did say to do it again.
It was better this time. He one-upped himself. Voice Grail, I'm thinking.
Yeah, you know, we could only do one voice grail per episode. I think we need to like get rid of Samurai Man. Get out of here. This is where the voice grail's going.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, God, I don't know. Has he? I mean, I want to. I'm tempted because he complimented my cock. I don't know. That might be a little corrupt of me. That might be nepotism. What do we think?
I don't know.
Okay.
I like it when they say that to me. Voice grail.
Okay. Voice grail.
Grail.
Valid person. Thanks.
So close.
Glad you like my cock, bro. Oh, are we taking Samurai out?
Yeah, only one grail. This is a new rule. Only one grail, just because it's really funny to do that.
Okay, cool. Just because it's funny, yeah. Phew. Oh, I'm safe. I'm safe for another week. Thank God, Phallic Person.
No, we just anger the samurai more to take something away from him.
No, let's not talk about him anymore. He's too scary. Next one is from is Funny Story. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello there, PCP. Funny story. I once dated a girl that worked at a radio station, and she was on the prowl for potential guests. Obviously, she invited me because I wrote a little novella based on my Mountain Blade playthrough, inspired by DG's light novel, the one he wrote in a day. The radio station was completely deserted except for me and her, and it was really nice. Then when the broadcast started, my brain completely farted, and I ended up explaining the entire concept of light novels and Eromanga Sensei live on national radio. Incest and isekais and everything in between. Needless to say, the girl backpedaled the fuck out of that conversation, and our little stint didn't last much longer. The whole mishap probably didn't help, huh? So, what other... Do you have any sort of stories that end like this?
No.
With the production, with the music in the background and the sort of well-spoken first part of it, I thought this was gonna not end like that.
No.
He redid his fuck up on the radio on the voicemail.
He really lost the thread at the end there.
That was a funny story. Why would you talk about incest on a radio station? That's
Wait, why did you why did you have to talk about incest explaining the concept of light novels?
Yeah, why would you go to Eromanga Sensei of all things?
I don't
Talking
get
about
it.
Eromanga Sensei, and it's like, oh, what's that? Well, it's about this like love thing between a boy and his sister, kind of. But here's the thing about incest in anime. I can see how it happens.
I feel like this is the product of some like Digi-related brain rot. I don't know. I feel like blaming Digi for this.
He said he wrote his light novel because
yeah, exactly.
He read Digi's light novel.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like I feel like there's correlation here. It's like if Digi's responsible for one of those things, he's probably responsible for the other.
That seems fair.
Yeah, for sure.
What was even the question at the end? Have you
done anything cringy on a date or something like that?
Or yeah, I guess been cringy on a date.
Or
embarrassed yourself on national radio. Well, he said he was dating this girl, and
I missed that part.
And this ended the relationship, so
yeah. Well, it didn't help, Lamau. No, I've never embarrassed myself. I certainly have never like accidentally said some weird racist shit on a podcast or anything.
Never.
No, all the ladies want to date me, actually, so get fucked, nerd. Yeah.
Same, but I always reject them. I say no.
I say no. I say, girls don't even know what light novels are, and they've certainly never read Eromanga Sensei, so what's even the point?
Fair.
Am I right? I'm right. Alright, next one from Zinthos? Like Azarath Metreon Zinthos?
Maybe.
It's called About Balding. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey there. I think Nate once brought up that Ben is by far the closest one to going bald in the PCP. Do you think your personality will change at all when it all goes down? I've been balding for the past 4 years, and for the first 2 it looked pretty alright, but recently it started looking terrible and I finally gone and shaved my head. At first it was really surreal, you know? Suddenly half my wardrobe were spaghetti sauce stained wife beaters. Potbelly basically grew on me overnight. My musculature's been Thanos out of existence. Started to beat my wife, fuck my kids. But you know, still trying to be cool. It's not as bad as you might think it is, really.
I will eat your ass, Zynga.
My head is fucked. I don't know. My head just looks like crap, and it's bad. My forehead is huge. I have
gotta hold all those big ideas.
My hairline is kind of swept back. I'm still not convinced that I'm like going bald, but I just have like I don't know. I feel like I kind of look like I don't know. My head is huge. My head is huge and like shaped badly. I don't know. I probably will be bald and like eventually. I don't know how close I am. I'm probably getting there, and I just can't see it.
I mean, I know that I'm like going bald a bit, and then I look at my dad, and he's got the same like pattern, but hair still grows on quite a lot of his head. It's really just like the front, like he's got the Vegeta, like goes down in the middle, and then goes really high up, and then back down. That's what I've got.
Yeah, so, like, I've kind of got a little bit of that, but like I hate it.
Yeah, mine's like uneven. I have like an uneven widow's peak. It's very strange. Limits my hairstyle.
Mine is a little uneven. You know, a couple of my this makes me like upset, but I'll say a couple of my uncles have the thing. Do you know what a St. Peter's puff is?
No.
It's when it's like the widow's peak, but you only have the front and like you're bald other than that. You know what I mean?
What? Like you have like a widow's peak that just goes to nothing and the hair just goes away?
You mean like you've got like a fringe, but then behind the fringe is nothing?
It's like you're bald, but you sort of have a little tuft that grows like at the front, like where the point of your widow's peak would be.
Oh, okay.
A couple of my uncles have a little bit of that going on, and I gotta say, I am afraid that one day I will have that.
Just save it, you coward.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if I was at that point, it's like I might just get fucking laser hair removal on my head at that point, because like nothing is gonna be worse than that. Like there's no conceivable circumstance in which I would ever want to grow hair ever again, if I was rocking that. Yeah.
I've been thinking about.
I have the biggest
like,
forehead, so I guess that makes me the closest to going bald. Lamau.
You know, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about that estrogen, like unrelated to balding. Although, I think balding just makes everyone think, what if I was a woman? Then I could have my hair still. That'd be good. So I like whether or not I go on that would determine whether I actually go bald. But I feel like even if like I decide against it and I'm like, I'll just, be whatever. If I go bald, I think it'll be alright. I have like a face that's alright. That's a good thing. I can wear a hat,
I mean,
people can look good without hair. It's just like 14-year-olds will laugh at you. And you just gotta accept that. 14-year-old boys will say, "Ha, baldy,"
because they're 14.
I don't know. I shaved my head in college one time, and I don't think it looked very good. I don't think it's really is a look. I'm not convinced that it's a look I can rock.
You need like the right physique underneath it. Like, I mean, if you've got a weird shaped skull, whoops. But like most people have a normal skull, I assume. But like I feel
I'm saying is that I don't think my head is shaped right to look so great. Awesome, spectacular.
Look, I don't know anything about the future. I don't know what would work or not. I just think people don't really think about it as much as the person who has the baldness. So it's just like everything else in life in appearance. It's like it's whatever.
I mean, objectively, it probably would affect my life almost not at all. But that doesn't stop me from like dreading it.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Every time I like run my hand through my hair and there's like one or two fall out, I'm like, you motherfuckers, you fucking cowards, jumping ship like all the others.
Indeed. Okay, anything more to say about that?
Nah.
No.
Alright, next one up is Cross. Jaden Animations Porn Ethicality. 3, 2, 1, go.
Here's my take on Gibbs' thing about whether or not porn of Jaden Animations is okay or not. So first of all, we can all agree that drawing porn of a real person, not an animated puppet, isn't okay unless you have their consent. By the way, this is why I think that the Game Grumps porn is probably fine. To my knowledge, Dan and Aaron are fine with it, so drawing porn of them is a victimless act. But Jaden obviously hasn't given consent to Rule 34 of her, so it shouldn't be allowed, right? Well, this gets into whether or not porn of her puppet can be considered porn of her, because drawing pornography of fictional characters is completely okay, no consent required. But when an illustration is meant to represent a real person, or even if that illustration is inspired by a real person, you start to get into a gray area of whether or not they can be considered real. On the side of the spectrum closer to real people, you have characters like Mitsuaki Kano from Shirobako, who may as well literally be Hideaki Anno, and on the side closer to fictional characters, you have someone like Grunkle Stan from Gravity Falls, who, while being loosely based on Alex Hirsch's actual grandfather, is obviously his own character, not meant to be thought of as one and the same with the real-life person who inspired his creation. Obviously, it's up to the individual to decide where any particular character belongs on this spectrum, but I'd say that Jaden's puppet very clearly falls extremely close to the real person end. This is because Jaden is speaking directly to the audience, with the puppet being meant to represent her real self, seeing as she uses it to depict actual events that have taken place in her life and actual thoughts and feelings that she has. So the final verdict is no, Rule 34 of Jaden Animation's puppet is not okay. Don't do it. No, bad, no kisses, no mwah, mwah, mwah for you. Die.
All right. I was thinking about this, because it's like the thing with YouTube and like parasocial relationships is that audiences, they see YouTubers, Twitch streamers, whatever, internet personalities, they see them as cartoon characters that aren't real, regardless of whether they have a cartoon avatar or not. They think of people's lives. They think of people's lives in terms of arcs that happen and events, and drama is like a TV show. It's like, it's not, they don't think of them as real people. If you look at comments on loads of like really popular videos, or even ours, Like they don't really think in terms of like these are people. They think of them in terms of this show of these people in it suck or is bad or like, you know what I mean? Like there's a level of dehumanization going on like across the board on these sort of platforms.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the porn is just an extension of that, I think, because they don't think about it being like a person that they need to ask for permission, and also it has a cartoon avatar that has like a design that they can already use.
Okay, but so what does that mean in terms of your conclusion about this?
My conclusion is really just the same as before. It was just sort of like realizing that it wasn't just about people who have cartoon avatars. It's really just about people who live on, like, are presenting themselves on the internet in some way. The people will not, like, think in terms of, like, this is a person I need to respect or have empathy for. This is a cartoon character who has, like, a TV show called Drama that I like keeping up with and seeing what happens in the next arc of Digibro or whatever. You know, like, it's already stupid and bad.
I think that I disagree with this guy's, like, initial premise, which he seemed to just take for granted. The thing about, like, it's not okay to draw porn of real people. I don't know if I agree with that. I kind of think you are allowed to do whatever you want.
I mean, I think you're allowed to do whatever you want, but I think it's
I don't know
and you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Like, why not?
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, are you allowed to think of a person as they appear online as a character rather than a person? Of course. Like, you're allowed to get, like, invested in drama and stuff.
You're being a little reductive. I'm not saying, oh, well, it's not technically illegal. Like, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just sort of, like, making the connection that, like, the way we interact with internet personalities, porn included, is already, like non-personal, and that is considered okay because, like, you think of the way celebrities are treated, and, like, you can think about it like on an individual level, like, yeah, I guess it sucks that the paparazzi do those things to all those celebrities, but people love the stories, they keep up with those things. They don't really think of them as a person, they think of them as a show. And so in that vein, it's okay, but, like, you can decide to not participate in the paparazzi in a metaphor sort of way. You can decide to not, like, play into that, like, not watch drama videos, not draw porn of people.
I don't really understand what point you're making. Like,
the point I'm making is that you can't make a rule about this because it's just, like, humans don't act like, obviously you can't litigate it, and I wouldn't want that litigated because it's impossible and also stupid to try to, like, make it illegal for somebody to not see someone as a human, because, like, you can't do that. Like, this is there's a lot of ways to explain this. I'm explaining it badly. I
feel like you could. I feel like the act of drawing porn of someone, and like forget about the cartoon avatars thing, a real person. I feel like the act of you could set about drawing porn of them in a way that is, like, harassment. Like, if you do that as, like, you do that and then you, like, distribute it, like, to, like, people they know or something. You spread this around as, like, an act of, like, you know, to, like, embarrass them or something. Like, yeah. I feel like you could do it in a way that is harassment. But, like, in that case, I think it's the harassment that is, like, what's unethical.
Yeah.
Not the act of, like, drawing another person in what is unambiguously, like, a work of fiction, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's not meant to be like a photo, like, oh, like, it would be wrong to, like, fake, like, deep fake a picture of someone having sex in some compromised position. Like, that would be wrong. But if it's a drawing you just made because you wanted to make it, I don't think that's
why,
not only do I think it's not wrong, I think it's.
Why would a deep fake be different?
Well, it would be different because that could be construed as reality.
Right.
If you're making a deep fake and you're calling it a deep fake and everyone knows it's a deep fake and it's just for fat.
Well, I mean,
no.
there's a level to which, like,
if you're making it clear, no, shut up. If you're making it clear that it's not real, then no, I don't think it's wrong.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, the only problem there is that it might be negligent because maybe the image could be released in some kind of other.
Say is that like a deep fake is what you have to understand, that if it's posted without context, people would believe potentially. You have to accept some culpability of creating something that could be used like that. But anyway, my whole point was not to cast a judgment on the ethicalness of it. I was just sort of thinking about how it relates to everything, and not like if it's okay or not okay to draw porn of a internet personality. It's also okay and or not okay to do all of the other things that we do associate with, like, dehumanizing an internet personality.
Yeah.
That's my thought. Like, if you don't think of them as a person already, like, I guess, like, when it comes to, like, making a decision, individual, it's up to the individual. Like, I wouldn't, like, lord over people saying, "Oh, you can't do that." I wouldn't tell people not to do it.
But
I would say cringe if I thought something was cringe what people were doing. But like, there's no rule that I could stand by. Like,
I feel like you're dancing around the issue. I'm saying it. I'm not asking about rules. The question is it like wrong? Is it like bad?
Well, I don't know what that means.
It literally just means, like, I don't know. Do you think it's bad?
Do you think it's unethical? Is that?
Do I think it's bad to draw porn of Jaden animations?
Or people in general? But yeah, okay. As we can see Jaden animations specifically.
I think I just don't know what would constitute bad. Like, if it is bad, what action do I take from that? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I believe about whether or not it's bad, because I don't know what bad means or wrong means in this.
Okay. Well, I mean, what do you think bad means? What would it mean for something to be bad in this or any context?
I don't know. I think it would depend. Like if something.
What do you think makes something bad?
Well, this is like huge. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't answer what I think makes something bad because everything is bad in a different way.
That can't be true.
Okay,
There must be some kind of unifying.
We're getting to like
there must be some unifying quality that two bad things share about that links them in their badness.
Well,
there must be something similar.
What I'm
them.
struggling with right now is that I don't know how to say I don't like it because that, like, something other than, like, more substantial than I don't like it means it's bad. Because that does not answer the question in any way.
In my opinion, saying it's bad and saying you don't like it are literally the same thing.
Exactly. So, like, how do I explain what I think is bad in a general sense? I don't understand how that could even happen with language.
Well, I don't know. I guess you would have to, like, reverse engineer what about a thing makes you not like it, and then explain, like, okay, why does this thing meet these criteria? Well, I mean, I think the goal would be to come up with some kind of rule that, like,
that's why I was talking about rules. Like, you can't make rules.
But I'm not talking about, like, a law. I'm talking about, like, an ethical rule that's like, okay, if something meets XYZ criteria.
I'm not talking about laws. I'm talking about, like, systems that you use to determine whether or not something is good or bad.
Like, a rough definition for bad, like, empirically, I feel would be like willfully and intentionally making someone else uncomfortable, or going against their wishes. Because if it has to be willful, you're doing it on purpose. It has to be intentional.
I don't know. I don't think people are always entitled to have their wishes abided by.
No, because, like, there are times where, like, things will happen circumstantially. Like, you can do something unintentionally causing someone discomfort, and that's not wrong. That's just kind of, like, circumstantial. You know,
Sure.
like if we're both trying to get a job, and I get the job and you don't, and you feel bad about it, I didn't do something wrong. That was a circumstance, you know. But if like I fucking slashed your tires so you couldn't get to the interview and I got the job, well, then I did something wrong.
Yeah. Okay, but like this say all right, we'll take the job interview. Like this other person would probably want you not to apply for the job because it would like create competition for them, and like it would make it less likely that they would get the job. But like that doesn't mean that you shouldn't apply for it just because they don't want you to. Like you are deliberately going against their wishes and making them and like causing them discomfort by doing it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. So I don't know. I don't know if that rule does it for me.
I feel like the thing I said earlier, that you can't define a system that works with everything. That's why I said it depends.
Sure.
But like with specifically the Jaden Animations pornography thing, I think what I said last time, where I went to the guy's Twitter and they were like they were being an asshole about it and saying they don't give a shit what she thinks. They're gonna do it. Fuck you haters who are like preaching to me about it. And I was like, that's a shitty attitude. I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Okay.
I don't know if all of the people doing Jaden Animations porn are doing it with a shitty attitude, but I didn't like the tone of that guy.
Sure. Okay, well, I just thought that would be interesting to deep dive a little bit on.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real big philosophical, like, addition to that conversation. Like, what is bad? What is good and bad?
I love that. I love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got a little flustered.
I mean, yeah, we're not going to answer it because, like, you know, people have been trying to, like, define, like, what is good since, like, the ancient Greeks and before, and, like, we haven't done it. So, okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to talk about. My opinion, I think that it is bad and I don't like it are the exact same statement.
Yep.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, I think. All right. Fuck it. Hey, fuck this. You know. Let's listen to the next voicemail from Shallow Thoughts.
Last one.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, just wanted to say I do miss the other PCP members, but things aren't as bad as everyone in the comments make it out to be. You guys are doing
the
great.
Comments are so shit.
And yeah, fuck the comments. Fuck comment sections. They're all cowards who aren't putting voicemails in the speak pipe, so they can go to hell.
That's right.
Later.
That's right. If they really wanted to make their opinion known, they would have the courage. They would have the stones to make a voicemail. Saying, "No Nate, no watch. See you next week." Saying,
Yeah,
"Oh
like,
man, the
they
podcast
know.
is dying. Can't believe this podcast is still going with only 3 people on it."
Like, they know that we play all the voicemails. Why aren't they doing it?
It's true. It's true.
Truly cowards, the lot of them.
No. I'm fine with it. I've reached nirvana, and I'm like, there's literally nothing wrong with a podcast that's like me, Tom Gibb. That's great. That's great, and I'm have absolutely no problem showing up, and I'm actually grateful for the opportunity. Dab. Hey guys, thanks for being here with me on this episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast. I apprecied it. I'm talking to you two, Tom. And
Wow.
Not the audience.
I thought we were wrapping up.
I was kind of. I was kind of doing both at the same time.
The audience and the co-hosts. Yes, it's always a pleasure. It's always a good old time.
Do we have anything else we want to get out there into the world before we wrap up?
Go to the Big Boobie Mummy Milkers Discord. Link in the description.
Yes.
And enlist Boober and Jiggle.
I still can't decide. I haven't made up my mind between Big Boober and Mommy Milker. As I said in the server, I like the name Mommy Milker better than Big Boober. Big Boober sounds like booger, and that's gross. But Jiggle is so much better than Squirt. The Jiggle command is better, so I'm like, there's just two sides with like they both have their pros and cons, and I can't just pick a side. I'm a fence sitter.
Gonna have to choose.
Sitter.
You're gonna have to choose one of these days because default position is like flat freak. You're like into flat chests.
I'm gonna start the stay flat revolution.
No. The stay flats can get fucked. They can get flattened by us.
Oh, are you gonna add smothering?
I mean, it's up to Dunkun because she's doing all the coding.
Right.
But it would be cool.
A
lot of things would be cool, but a lot of things would also be work. So,
hey, you should add slime.
Nah, no.
You should put some slime in there. Like, why not? Right?
No, I think that's
what if like
terrible.
slime girl? What if like slime girls had big booby mommy milkers?
I mean, they do.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Did you know that people die in car accidents all the time, even with big booby mommy milkers? I just thought that was interesting. They don't actually work as airbags, is the unfortunate thing.
What a
terrible.
nightmare.
Unfortunate.
What are they even good for? Goddamn. Tragic. Okay, well, patreon.com. Patreon.com /
The Procrastinators.
/ the Procrastinators. SpeakPipe, send us a voicemail. Tell us how you don't watch the show anymore because it's too low energy at the PCP voicemail. SpeakPipe.com / PCP voicemail. Join the fucking Minecraft server.
PCP Minecraft server. When was the next stream? I guess this will be out.
I said I was gonna do it on Tuesday. I might.
So that will have happened already.
Yeah, I might delay till Wednesday, but I will be either Tuesday or Wednesday this week. So we will have done another one, and I'll probably do another one this weekend because I don't know why not. I've been enjoying them.
Oh, I think. Let me just look at the dates. So this is going to come out on the 18th. I'm going away for a bit on the 21st or the 20th, so I probably won't be on the next PCP, and I'll be gone for like 2 weeks.
Oh, why? Where are you going?
Just a little dog holiday. We're gonna go.
Holiday?
We're gonna take the dog on holiday and go to a secluded house, family secluded house with the dog, so we can run around. Just as a change of pace for everyone.
I see. Okay. Well, that. Oh no! We're gonna go even lower energy.
You're gonna be stuck with me.
It's just gonna be me and
2
Tom.
weeks.
Oh my god! No.
Are we gonna get like a Tom solo cast? That's what I want to know.
Ooh, maybe someday. We almost did. We almost did that one time.
Did we? When?
And then Gib showed up.
Oh,
when you were
I was
fucking hungover.
Lol.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. I was a little late.
You know what, Gib? I mean, you're such a toxic and hostile influence that maybe you being gone will bring back some of the old.
Everyone
guard.
comes back like, God, I hated Gib. I can't believe.
Indeed. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay, that's it. End of the show. Big success. Big win for the PCP. Yet again, we did it. Give us money. Buy our shirt. But check the shirt in the description. I'm gonna go make that shirt.
Buy the I Have COVID shirt.
Buy the
right
I
now.
Have COVID shirt. It is the new thing. Hey, the the Procrastinators podcast. Oh yeah, I love them. Haha. I have COVID, right? Lamau. That's that thing that they say. Cool. Alright, make it real. Alright, end the podcast. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Night. Sweet dreams.